Well, all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. All I can say is our broadcast team is thankful that the game is not being played outdoors tonight. It's a Friday night, the 30th of January, 2015. The Dog H. Weber welcoming you for Finger Lakes One's coverage of high school basketball. Let's play two. The girls and the boys of Mynderse Academy coming to town to take on Waterloo. So good evening, everybody. We got a sparse crowd right now, but as we would say, the crowd is still coming through the turnstiles. I'm joined by our broadcast commentators. My buddy is Mike Alessio to my left. Mike, good to have you along. As normal, good to have you here.
Thanks, Help. Good to be here.
And, of course, Kevin Korzaneski. Kevin, you know both of these teams inside and out. As I would look at this doubleheader, it's an opportunity. Now we have the drive for sectional seedings. We now are moving into the merry month of February. Teams are solidified in their positions, but as you know, with a few games left, you can change that.
Yeah, absolutely. And all four teams that we're going to say tonight, really only one has a fighting chance at a league title, and that's the Mynderse boys. So everybody else is kind of getting themselves geared up. February comes Sunday, and at this point, as far as a coach and a team, you're looking at how can we fine-tune what we've done all year and get ourselves ready for a sectional run.
And, of course, Kevin, it's no secret, I was mentioning to Mike, the Waterloo Indians lose LeBron James and Michael Jordan last year in 1 year with Lauren Deming and the likes of Lindsey Johnson graduating. And, of course, now Chelsea Steinruck with a big X on her back, even though she just joined the 1,000-point club most recently. They've been struggling most of the year because defenses have been able to take Chelsea out of the action for the most part. As you look at this game, Mynderse Academy gets crushed in a game against Geneva, which I was there because my granddaughter's a cheerleader in Geneva, as you know. They got crushed because Geneva's inside game dominated Mynderse, led by Mia Morrison. What do you look for in the women's game tonight?
Well, I look for Mynderse to kind of pick that tempo up. Last time we saw these guys, these girls, I should say.
Sure.
They played Chelsea Steinruck in a 1-3 shadow. They were all over all night. I would say she probably had about 4 or 5 shot attempts throughout the night. Coach Gerslin's seen a lot of that junk zone defense as this year's gone on. I look for Waterloo to be more prepared for it this time around. But for Mynderse, they know they have to stop Steinruck, but they want to get out and use their athleticism and run. And I think this big court really plays in favor of the Mynderse Blue Devils tonight because they can get up and they go. Their bench is a little bit deeper, a little bit more quicker. They're athletic, very athletic. So if they can get and go and create that tempo, I think it's going to be good for them. But if Waterloo can slow it down, get Steinruck some more looks than she got last time, we might see an upset.
And we should point out, too, Mike, the Waterloo ladies have a new coach, Jonathan Gerslin. Jonathan Gerslin, new coach, taking over from Mike Bree, who had phenomenal success with the likes of Deming and the likes of Lindsey Johnson. But you played in a lot of arch rival basketball games when you were at the academy, Mynderse Academy. What's it like for these kids? Even though it's not a great crowd right now, but hopefully have a big viewing audience, it's arch rival.
It seems to not carry the same animosity that it used to back in my day. I think it was more early, mid-'70s sort of thing. When I played against Waterloo, we were quite good friends with a lot of the people in Waterloo. But nonetheless, it's your town next door, and you want to beat them. You know a lot of the people, you know a lot of the parents, so regardless of the caliber of the talent on each team, they're still getting hyped up for it.
How about you, Kevin, as far as arch rival basketball? Nothing quite like it.
Well, there isn't. And back when we played, Mike, and you played before I did, and even when I played, the gyms were sold out. There was standing room only. But when we played against Waterloo, they were awesome. We were awesome. Both strong teams. And so the crowds were there. As you can see tonight, the crowd's not here, but that doesn't mean it. The kids, it's still a rivalry.
Yeah.
Even my seventh grade daughter, who we're thinking about going to Florida over spring break, has a travel game against Waterloo. She don't want to go to Florida because she wants to play against that Waterloo game.
Wow.
So it's still there with the kids, and it's still there with the communities, even though they don't come out as much.
Yeah.
Hey, they get to look at us all night at home. Why would they come out?
That's right.
Well, I was talking to Jimmy earlier. I thought there was a possibility of this doubleheader being canceled tonight with the weather situation coming in with the snow blowing and the wind chill supposed to be down below 20 below wind chill when we leave here tonight or during the night. But now the starters are being introduced, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly run down who are the starters going to be for the visiting Mynderse Academy Blue Devils, coached by our friend Jerry Anderson. Allie Deal will start along with Madison Hillmeyer, Cassidy Rattray, along with Divyat Tawari, along with the likes of Heidi Miller. They'll be the starters for Jerry Anderson's Mynderse Academy ladies. Now the homestanding Bill Owen doing the PA announcing, longtime friend of ours here at the Waterloo High School. For the Waterloo Lady Indians, their starters will be Janae Larrabee. Also, Logan Castiglione. I think I screwed that up again.
You got Castiglione on
Castiglione.
Yep.
That's a tough one, going to remember. Castiglione. Along with Chelsea Steinrich, of course, you're going to have an X on Chelsea along with her superb abilities as well. Chelsea French and Haley Benjamin are the starters for Jonathan Gerslin, the new head coach of the Waterloo Lady Indians. And, of course, it's got to be tough, Kevin. Put yourself in a position of the Waterloo Ladies, having Lindsey Johnson and the likes of Deming for a few years, knowing you're going to be in every game and probably win most of them. And now you're in sort of a rebuilding, even though I pointed out the Waterloo team has 8 seniors as well.
Yeah, they have 8 seniors, but out of those seniors, not a lot of them had a great amount of playing time. And, you come back, and that's a lot of pressure, repeat sectional champs, a trip to the state finals. Mike Bree, when he first started here, struggled as well, and that's what Coach Gerslin's got to understand is, this stuff takes time. It's all a building process. He's implementing new stuff. He's just getting to know the kids. He's not from the area. Trying to keep his head above water with the program. He's doing a good job, keeping morale up. So, their seniors are there, but it's not seniors with a lot of playing time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we ask as you check us out on YouTube. Hope you're checking out your computer tonight, smartphone, whatever little vehicle you're checking us out. We enjoy the fact that you're joining us tonight. We certainly wish that you are here, but we recognize that it's a chilly night, so we want to certainly would love to have you stay with us during the upcoming doubleheader broadcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're getting close to...
I don't think we're going to have a national anthem tonight.
Okay.
He just announced the referees. The kids are coming out to take the court.
Right,
I think Waterloo has said enough of that. Maybe they'll do it before the boys' game.
That's an unusual scenario.
That is unusual, yeah.
But here we go. So we're going to get ready to rock and roll. So hopefully you sit back and enjoy yourself, folks, as we're underway. High school basketball, ladies style. Off in a hurry.
Looks like Mynderse had a little bit of offensive tip play draw.
Great play. There you go.
Just a little pass.
Shot from way outside. Swish. Cassidy Rattray. Bangs home a 3, and Mynderse girls jump out 3-zip early on, which surprised me. I don't think I've ever seen a basketball game without a national anthem starting.
Yeah, I don't know if that
could be the first time.
Sometimes when you do these girl-boy doubleheaders, things get lost.
Shot up in the air by Waterloo, no good. Rebounded Mynderse Academy, and that's Heidi Miller.
Another quick 3 by Mynderse.
Shot from the left side, no good. Rebound Waterloo. Just underway. Pass down to Chelsea. Steinrich into the middle. Steinrich 6-footer. No. MA ladies rebound. Rattray. Shot, not Rattray, excuse me. That's a Rattray now with the rebound. She controls it.
I'm sure Jerry would like to see perhaps a little more working around with that ball. It's 3 quick shots. Luckily, we got one of them.
Tawari lost the ball, got it back. Chelsea fighting, got a jump ball.
That's good hustle by Steinrich there, getting out and trying to take care of that pass, tying it up, get the turnover. Mynderse was with 3 quick 3s, 2 by Rattray, 1 by Tawari. And I think Jerry'd probably like to see Miller get a couple touches here early in the game. But here it is, Rattray, a nice looking shot. She hits 2 or 3 a game.
Waterloo unbounding, 6:45, just underway here from a frigid Friday night here in the Finger Lakes. Steinrich lost it, regained it near midcourt.
Tough man-to-man defense by Mynderse.
Allie Deal sticking on top of her. Rattray guarding. Now give and go, knocked away by Mynderse. It'll be Waterloo basketball.
That's a great reaction to the ball there. Good backdoor cut. I thought, geez, they might get a layup here. 2 or 3 Mynderse Blue Devils really reacted.
Yeah, Heidi Miller dropped down, and that was a nice play.
Yeah, good help, man-to-man defense there.
Now they stay in a man underneath the play, which you don't see often.
Chelsea's got the basketball. Steinrich, top of the lane, flips it now. Could have got called. Shot up in the air, doesn't go. Almost the wing and a prayer, and almost got answered. It's going to be Mynderse basketball.
Yeah, Logan Castiglione had to take the quick shot there because the shot clock was. So if you're watching at home and you don't have that clock, there was about 2 or 3 seconds left on that shot clock when she fired that up. That wasn't a shot she wanted to take.
Madison Hillmeyer brings it across into the front court.
Waterloo also in a man.
Here's a steal. They got numbers. They had numbers. Now it's 2 and 2. 2 versus 2. Chelsea Steinrich pass it to her teammate inside Waterloo. Layup good.
I don't think that was quite the pass
Haley Benjamin
intent on that.
Right, Haley Benjamin on the bucket.
But the pass made it through nonetheless. We'll take it.
Yeah, I think if Waterloo can get some points in the paint from Benjamin early, that would be a big plus for them. It looked like Waterloo was in a little bit of a box press that last time. Now they've dropped back to their 2-3 zone. And they're extending that zone a little bit, as you can see. Arms are out wide. They're cognizant of the shooters.
40 into the game for Waterloo. On the bench, Larrabee taking a breather. Mynderse playing around the perimeter, leading 3-2. Pass underneath, thrown away. Did it get touched? It did get touched by Waterloo. Still BMA girls basketball. I'm Harold Weber along with Mike Alessio and Kevin Korsaneski, Jim Senecropi, and the Hunt brothers, Jeremy and Jason. Glad to be with you from Finger Lakes 1 TV. Hope that you'll stick with us the whole night long. Lots of basketball to bring to. Shot from the corner, no. Rebounded Allie Deal, no. Finally rebounded by Waterloo. Tiglione coming in a hurry. Stopping, 6-footer in the air, swish. And Waterloo will get their first lead of the night at 4-3.
Yeah, we got a box press here by Waterloo. Probably trying to create a little bit of a tempo, maybe slow Mynderse down. I like the move by Coach Gerstlin.
Good positioning, too.
Yeah, made Mynderse call a quick timeout. Yeah. So not ready for it. You know, Coach Anderson, wants to tell the kids, here's how we're going to attack it. But Waterloo with a 4-3 lead. I don't know if Coach Gerstlin wants Castiglione pushing at that tempo all night, but he'll take the easy basket.
Hey, by the way, this broadcast is brought to you by the Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover the cost of your college education. The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. Generations Bank, one of the great sponsors that make this all possible. Our extended coverage of high school basketball. And, of course, after tonight's doubleheader, Jim Senecropi, along with Dave Barnick and company, will be in a hotbed of basketball Tuesday night. They'll be in Lions, big showdown, Red Creek versus Lions.
I can't wait to watch that one. I'm going to be home watching that one, and really looking forward to that Wayne County battle. Also on Tuesday night, Naples plays Dundee, which is a huge game in the West. And really, the West and the Wayne County are where the race is at. And the Finger Lakes East, there's not much of a race now that Newark's got a
Well, the first Red Creek
lead.
Lions game was a great game.
Down
to the wire.
That's right. Yeah, you got Damon Hunter versus Jacob Slobe. Two of the favorites on the Finger Lakes 1 Upstate Hoops podcast. Those guys get a lot of shirts I watched today, Jim.
Shot it by Mynderse Academy inside, doesn't go. Long rebound, Tiglione. Tiglione does not have the numbers, and a foul going down court.
Rattray, I think, with a push.
That's Castiglione on that. You're forgetting the cast on
I know.
That's a tough one.
You know what? It's a tough one, boy.
I thought they called a foul on that, but they.
Castiglione. Well, I've spent 3 minutes trying to figure out one person's name. We'll get it figured out. Here's the pass over to Allie Deal, and she's not that tall, and that was a result of it. So went out of bounds off Mynderse. It'll be Waterloo basketball.
Now both teams are picking up full court press here, and Waterloo is just trying to create maybe slow them down, I think, and they're not really trapping. They're just making them make passes, and they got a couple turnovers out of it. Now Mynderse come back different. They're trying to create a tempo with the full court man-to-man.
France with a basketball inside, and we have a whistle. We might have got the big lady there. Let's check her out. 44. That would be against Mynderse Academy's Heidi Miller.
Yeah, we'll go Steinrock to the line here.
And Chelsea's normally a very good free throw shooter. She's a fine athlete. We've had her on my show, Weber, this week a couple of times. She's an outstanding young lady, and she's a senior, so she will be departing after this year. Chelsea eyes the bucket and swish.
Great form, great rotation.
This is what happens when you play at home. You can get off to a comfortable lead. I think when we saw these guys last time, Mynderse got out to a big lead on Waterloo and held on to it.
2 free throws by Chelsea Steinrock. We're coming up to the 4-minute mark. 6-3. Waterloo shot from the corner. Too long. It's going to be rebounded by
another
Mynderse.
quick shot.
Good hustle.
Allie was drifting a little bit on that.
Lost it out of bounds.
Too many turnovers.
Yeah, Mynderse is off the hands of Tawari.
France had a rebound down there. She's got to corral that rebound in. They got the quick look by Deal, but you got to come up with those rebounds. If you're going to try and pull an upset. Every possession, every ball that hits you, all those count. I like the Mynderse man-to-man half-court defense, so that's been pretty intense so far.
Stolen by MA. Here comes Allie Deal.
Nice
Bouncing.
pass to Hillmeyer.
Madison. Back to Allie. Open 5-footer. Left-hander.
Nice
Swish.
left.
Down it. Great play by Mynderse Academy.
Tawari
with a bucket. Nice shot. 6'5", left-hander inside the paint. Kevin, nothing but net.
Yeah, she's a right-handed kid, and she went through the lane. Her only option was a left hand because she had another forward right there on her, and she put it right up and over and got the foul. And no three-point play, though.
No three-point play. It comes out. Castiglione coming down, and it went out of bounds. It'll go back to the Mynderse Blue Ladies as we're here from Waterloo.
Shot by Tawari.
Yeah, nice shot. We're just underway here in Waterloo. Game number 1, the ladies of Waterloo hosting the Mynderse ladies. Followed, of course, by the boys coming up around 7:30 in that area. We hope that you'll spend the rest of the evening with us. Madison, right side. Shot in the air. Miller, too far. Rebounded. Nice rebound. Madison. Shot long bomb is now to be short. Saved by Mynderse, and she did not throw it off the.
Good hustle by Tawari, fouling the shot.
Waterloo's doing a real poor job right now on the glass. They're not boxing out anybody. If you guys just take a look, shot goes up, they're just standing.
So Mynderse down by a single. Nice pass.
Beautiful
pass.
I find it odd.
Tawari.
Nice steal by Allie Deal. Good heads-up play.
7-6, Mynderse Academy. And Tawari with a bucket. Madison now down the lane. Little 6-footer going to be way short. However, rebounded Miller. Taken back by Waterloo, jump ball.
I found it a little odd in that last possession that Waterloo would defend in the zone, but then when the ball was taken out underneath, they went to a man. Normally it would be the opposite.
Yeah, right.
As Madison now will inbound it.
It's a good inbound.
And a foul. I believe they got
Benjamin on the foul.
Benjamin on the personal foul. 2:43 remaining in the first quarter. All excited. This is Super Friday, by the way, folks. You have keeping track. Super Sunday coming up. If you're interested in a 9-hour pregame show, it starts at 10 in the morning, and the kickoff is 6:30. Most ridiculous.
That and the live chili kickoff.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah, Jimmy's telling me we're going to talk about that.
Plethora of options on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. And we have a timeout on the court. With this opportunity, let's take a break here on Finger Lakes One. We'll come back with more. Okay, we're going to stay here. Let's talk about Finger Lakes Partners, insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Trust someone who lives in your community with offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor. Visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. How about Jimmer's Auto? Boy, he's got to be busy with this weather. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. Jimmer's Auto and Steer's Garage, supporting local high school athletes for over 40 years. There's a upshot of a couple of...
The living legend.
The living legend.
Michael Ferrara.
He is a living legend.
Two Mynderse Academy graduates there, Michael Ferrara and Katie Peterson.
And I might add, Mike is a heck of a golfer, too. He is.
Yeah, he tells me all the time.
I had a chance to play with him a couple times this past summer. He can hit it nice and long. And he made a shot on 14 at Seneca Falls, which I'll tell you when we have some time. It's still one of the legendary shots of all time.
I think a miscommunication on that inbound pass.
Here's
nice
a drive by Hillmeyer. Doesn't go. Rebounded Mynderse. Doesn't go. All kinds of loose basketballs on the court.
I think Maddie could have taken about 2 more dribbles and used the board on that.
Shot is not going to go, and it's still going to be Mynderse because it went off the fingertips of Waterloo.
A couple of Hillmeyer shots tonight. I thought if she just took another dribble and tried to get an angle and use the glass, she's hitting that running floater.
It's a tough shot over the top of the rim. It looks a lot easier than it is.
Larrabee back in the game. France on the bench for the Waterloo ladies as we come up to the 2-minute mark. 7-6, we have a foul, and they're going to get Logan Castiglione. Nice crowd. There's a decent crowd down below us here.
Well, what you can't see from the camera on our side, is, here you go, now you're showing our side. It's a little bit better crowd on this side, but the camera during the gameplay shows the opposite side. And they've been shutting those bleachers on the opposite side, but I think because it was Mynderse, Varsity, and boys and girls, they opened it back up tonight.
Well, I like this format, too. I think it gives the girls a chance to
pass
showcase as well for the rivalry.
Nice
same night as the boys.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike.
It was a nice attempt, but unfortunately it got stolen by Waterloo. So Waterloo coming down to try to take the lead, and Steinruck's got the basketball, left-hand dribble. Driving to the baseline, throwing it back. Shot inside, doesn't go. Rebounded, Mynderse. Castiglione on the attempt for Waterloo. Mynderse now with possession. Minute and a half to go. Up by 1. Cross-court pass. Bounce pass to the top of the lake. Tawari lays it up, doesn't go. Rebounded, Waterloo.
You know, although Steinruck has been a little quiet, you know, you can just tell by her body language and ball handling, her ability and talent she has.
Tiglione outside. Castiglione gives it over to Chelsea. We got a foul. Oh, we got 25.
Legal screen.
We're going to call Jen Abbott on the personal foul as we come to the 1 minute mark.
Okay, we got Megan Main in the game for Mynderse, getting a little playing time off the bench, and Brittany Forty's coming for Waterloo along with Jen Abbott, two girls off the bench for Waterloo. So both teams getting their bench some action.
Trying to throw passes inside. They've been trying this all night since we started, Kevin, and it's just not working out.
Yeah, Mynderse is struggling against that 2-3 zone. Yeah. They just don't seem comfortable. They're not really sure where to attack it. I thought they made a nice – Rattray was going to shoot the three. Right. She made a nice high post move, and then or past the high post, and then Tawari kind of made a –
I think they need to get the zone moving a little bit before they try that entry pass.
Shot from the left side.
Yeah.
Rebound at Waterloo. Better get rid of it. They're going to tie him up. They finally get rid of it. Waterloo retains possession. Dangerous cross-court pass, however, taken back. Chelsea now, top of the lane. Steinruck, left-hand dribble. Baseline, long shot from the corner. Good. That's a 3, I believe. Shot by Forte. Brittany rams home a 3, and they take a 2-point lead.
Great dish by Steinruck.
Now, Brittany Forty's mother's Jerry K. Durso. She was a Mynderse CAD grad, and her husband's a 40 from Waterloo. So,
sure.
You know, they're all Waterloo tonight, though.
Here's that nice pass by Steinruck over to the corner.
Yep. 40 bangs it home, swish.
They give her 3 for that?
They did give her 3 for that, yes.
Chelsea taking a little out of the basketball, working on the clock with 9 seconds to go. Give and go to Chelsea, and she lost it, or did she not? No, they're going to say it's still Waterloo ball.
Well, they gave her the ball back, but she got bumped when she went to catch that ball, but I think the ref said, oh, I might have missed it. I'll give him the ball back, because that did go off Steinruck.
It did.
Yeah, clear.
Inbounding Chelsea, trying to get rid of the last shot. Shot off the back of the rim, no. Rebounded Mynderse Academy. And the first quarter ends with Waterloo leading 9-7. Now we'll take a break and come back with more high school basketball here on Finger Lakes 1 after this.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
I'm not sure whoever recorded that song, but Baby It's Cold Outside, that's a perfect song to be playing tonight on a Friday night. Welcome back, everybody. Harold Weber along with Kevin Korsaneski, along with Mike Alessio, Jim Senecropi, and the Hunt brothers, Jeremy and Jason, for a continuation of high school basketball. 9-7, Waterloo leading by a deuce. Gentlemen, Kevin, first quarter a little sloppy, and you mentioned about Mynderse trying to get that ball in.
Yeah, you know, early on, I think, Mike, they took a lot of quick threes, and they did a better job. They just don't seem comfortable against the box press. They don't seem comfortable against the 2-3 zone. Where they are comfortable is the man-to-man out of bounds, where I think they got half their points. You know, 4 out of their 7 points. Waterloo's got to be extremely happy with a 9-7 lead. It's going to go. You know, Waterloo's 2-8 in the league, or 2-6 in the league. So 5-8 overall. If they can get some confidence early, that's what you really want when you're struggling and playing a better opponent.
Yeah, I'm sure Jerry coached them up on that, you know, in between quarters, because it was pretty obvious what they need to do, I think. Just slow down a little bit, be a little more patient on offense.
And Sarah Schaefer's checked in the game for the Mynderse Academy. She's
Pass
right there
underneath.
with a hand on the ball.
Lost by
Good
Waterloo.
hands by Maine. She's a sophomore too.
Yep.
So this is some good PT for her.
No, I think Schaefer's a very athletic kid, good guard, but I think she can hit the outside shot as well. So maybe that's why you might see her playing over there on that wing.
Madison. Bounce pass to the corner. Shot does not go. Rebounded Waterloo.
That's a big rebound by France there. One possession is what you got to hold Mynderse to all night in that zone.
France passing it to Chelsea. Now will stand about long ways away, and she throws it up, and it will not go. Halfway down and came back up.
It's a good look. It's a great screen by Jen Abbott.
Yeah.
If Steiner can get a couple more of those looks, should probably get it going, extend this lead.
Rattray with a drive, too long.
I think Rattray was a little surprised she was as open as she was when she got down there.
Mynderse doing a good job in their half court man-to-man.
Bounce pass to the baseline, swish.
Shot.
Abbott with the bucket for Waterloo. Jen Abbott. And Waterloo extends their lead to 4, 11-7. Lucky numbers in Vegas, but not lucky if you're Mynderse. You're down by 4.
We've got a whole different ball game here tonight than we did last time, guys.
Yep.
And a big piece of that is Chelsea France and Brittany Forty weren't in uniform last time these guys played. So, Chelsea France is doing a great job on the boards for Waterloo. Brittany Forty's knocked down a shot, just got an assist on that to Abbott. So, there's two key players that weren't here last time. And
makes them a little deeper as
absolutely.
well.
Yep. But they're kids that came off the bench last year. I think France started some games on that sectional team, and Forty came off the bench and played a role.
By the way, folks, at halftime of this game and, of course, the upcoming game, and Kevin Korzaneski will have some special guests that he'll be talking to. So you want to be sure to stay tuned for that.
Looks like they got off that man-to-man in the inbound pass.
A great switch by
quick.
Yeah, and they got a 5-second
They got a
violation.
5-second
A great switch by Coach Gerson there, I think, to take the man-to-man off out of bounds.
You're
don't see too many
obviously
teams that
listening
do
to us.
the mic in the pocket.
As the Indians now, low-scoring affair, up by 4, coming up to the 6-minute mark.
Nice back door.
Pass underneath, trying to get a little cute.
Nice
Stolen
save.
Mynderse Academy.
Good hustle.
Save.
Yeah, I thought the pass was
Rattray.
there. I just thought maybe she should have bounced it in there, maybe had a better angle on it.
Miller now.
This is what they should be doing. I'd like to work it around one more time.
Tawari loses it, gets it back in the
might-
backcourt. Mynderse retains possession.
I thought
Double
they might
team.
get it over and back on that, I thought.
Miller now ahead to Hillmeyer. Hillmeyer driving. Hillmeyer shooting, not scoring. Hillmeyer comes out of it.
She's scrappy down there, isn't she? She got the ball in and then worked it right back out. She's a tough little kid.
Yes, she
Tough
is.
kid, but I got to tell you, I love seeing Hillmeyer on Mynderse side.
Shot up. Could have been a foul. No foul called. But now a foul on the young lady who tried to drive it, and that's Rattray, who just got clobbered, in my opinion. No call. And then she fouled the rebounder.
Yeah, frustration foul there by Cassidy. She got hit, and she reacted in a negative way. But she's a heady kid, leader of this team, senior, smart. She doesn't make too many mistakes like that.
As Kevin pointed out, don't forget Super Bowl Chili Live coming up Super Bowl Sunday from 1 o'clock, baby. Kickoff. And watch the Finger Lakes One chef make a pot of chili and let it simmer all afternoon.
You
know
really
what?
got to have nothing to do to watch that one.
Shot
Jeff.
long, but
heck of
it's
a
good.
Chelsea France on the three
France
ball.
nails it. And all of a sudden, the Waterloo Indian ladies double up Mynderse girls 14-7. Rattray now driving, 6-footer, doesn't go. As the Indians now get it stolen back by Mynderse. Back to Hillmeyer, and she gets whacked by the young lady.
That's a freshman mistake right there. That's Castiglione.
Castiglione.
And she's done that a couple times. They're sitting in a 2-3 zone,
Yep.
and she's out chasing the ball.
Yeah.
She picked up 2 fouls on
Here's
that.
that
Look at this
three.
long 3 by France.
Oh, yeah, bang.
Nothing but bottom of the net. That's a great shot, Chelsea France. And Castiglione's now got 2 fouls, and they need her on the court for her offense and her athleticism, even though she's a freshman. She's got to just get a little smarter out there.
Inside, Tawari Down low,
Good
blocked by
defense.
Waterloo. Somebody better get it. And they finally pick it up.
Straight up and down and just extended her arms out. That's great defense right there.
Castiglione coming across into the front court as the Indians surprisingly leading 14-7. As record-wise, Mynderse 9-4. Shot from the side is good.
There's that offense you were talking about.
That's a big three. 10
All of
point
a
lead.
sudden, it's 17-7. Mynderse moves it to the middle, drive it, no, but a foul.
Yeah, that back part of the zone's got to learn to slide her feet. Just like last time, Mike, you said it. Straight up, don't move, don't reach in on that and bail Tawari out. She was a little bit out of control. Just slide your feet and make her take that tough running shot. That's why you're in that press.
Haley Benjamin on the foul.
But I think the press is doing everything Waterloo would want it to do. They've caused some turnovers, and they're changing the tempo.
Yeah, even when they're not turning it over, now they start their offense against that 2-3 zone with about 20 seconds left. They got to make some passes, and they just don't seem comfortable in it. And Coach Anderson calling another timeout probably to address that press and how to attack that zone.
How about Red's Place, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Awesome daily specials, soup, and the best sandwiches in town. Visit menshalloffame.com for the full menu. If you mention our name, Jeremy might give you an extra pickle. Maybe one or maybe two. Hey, by the way, Old Lions Hardware. Winter in upstate New York got you down. Visit Old Lions True Value Hardware on William Street in Lyons. Stop in and get a new furnace filter, snow shovel. Boy, that's apropos. Ice melt, snow brush, ice scrapers, and more. Also, tools, plumbing, electrical, cleaning supplies, light bulbs, paint, and all of the equipment to get the job done. That's Old Lions True Value Hardware in downtown Lyons, the Dog's hometown. Me and Jimmy Boeheim, only $16 million difference. I was born in 45, and he was born maybe a year or so after that. He's probably compiled 16 or 20 million, and I'm just trying to get by on Social Security, Kevin.
Hey, we're living the dream, Harold.
Living the dream.
But he doesn't get to announce with us.
That's right.
Or FL1.
That's right. That's true. He doesn't. But I think if he retires and he wants to do it, Jimmy will say goodbye to the dog in a heartbeat.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
I know that. Here's Steinruck driving down. Chelsea gets it blocked.
Great defense by Miller.
Blocked by Miller.
Blocked by Heidi Miller. That's a great shot.
Shot good.
Yeah.
Nice
stop,
play.
Square to the basket, shoulder square. No runners, nothing off balance.
Give you a Tawari. What a nice shot. Gets Mynderse, and we have a steal.
Oh, she was out.
She is out.
She was out twice. Now this guy back here, he's not even running down the sideline. He's not standing on the sideline. And if his supervisor was here, he'd say, "Come on now, get in spot." Here's the block by Heidi Miller. It says, "Not tonight, Steinruck."
Almost a bad pass, but Waterloo retains.
Yep, back to live action here.
Into the front court coming up on 3 minutes to go. The ladies of Waterloo leading by 17-9 score. Pass underneath. Shot off ankle. Shot no good. Steinruck inside. Knighton can't buy a break. Shot up doesn't go. Shot up. Yes! Count it.
Jen Abbott.
Jen Abbott with another opportunity for another three-point play.
Now, if you watch Waterloo, they're playing with a little bit of confidence and a little bit of attitude that they haven't had in a lot of their games because they've been down and they've been down big. They've lost some games by big points this year. And now they're playing together. They're playing excited. They got this lead. They can beat their rival. And this is what the rivalry does.
And that's what's important about just getting off to a little bit of a good start in the game can change the whole game.
Free throw missed, as you could tell. 19-9. Pass underneath. Tried the left-hander, way too strong. Taken back by Waterloo. Good steal back. Go to the middle.
That's a heck of a pass.
Heck of a pass, and they're going to get a foul. And it looked like she caught all ball. It looked like Cassidy Rattray had caught all ball. We'll get Jimmy on the replay on this one. It looked from my angle, because I only got one good eye.
All ball, Harold.
It looked like all ball. I think that
Jerry Anderson's letting her know.
This is a great pass right here.
Yeah, by Steinruck.
No dribble. You try to teach that to college players, and they don't get it. Always put the ball on her elbow.
Yeah, that was a good look.
Shot in the air, and it will not go.
And that Jerry's not concerned about the point there, but that's his leader, his point guard. You know, that's her second foul now. But that's why actually it looks like her third foul. No, second foul. Okay.
Second.
Yeah, second foul. And you know, he doesn't want to get her in foul trouble.
I think Jerry might have just got some sort of warning.
Yeah, he did get warned.
Possibly a little warning. And
you know, a little technical might help the Mynderse Academy girls out right now.
Yeah, they've been
get
very
that focus
flat.
back. Yep.
I saw their game against Geneva where Geneva just pulverized them inside using Mia Morrison.
No, she's a tough player.
Mynderse loses by 34 points or something like that. I was up there watching the game. I was amazed that Mynderse, not that they lost, but by that margin. Shot in the air.
Nice
what a nice play by M.A.'s
Divya
Tawari with another beautiful play off the glass and in.
Yeah, that was from Megan Tilton. She's checked into the game. She is one of Jerry's best, Coach Anderson's best three-point shooters.
I was going to say, I saw a game earlier in the year, and she got a real nice shot and drained a couple threes.
And here comes
she's a sophomore as well.
Vanessa Walters for Waterloo.
Hey, by the way, reminders too, guys. A reminder, Upstate Hoops podcast, a special broadcast. We'll give you that information in a second. Shot from the corner is not going to go. Rebounded off the foot. Looks like it's going to be off the Mynderse lady. The Upstate Hoops podcast, a special Super Sunday edition at 10 a.m. this week. That's an outstanding show viewed by a lot of people, covering the Wayne Finger Lakes Leagues of Section 5 only on FingerLakes1.tv. That'll be a special broadcast podcast at 10 a.m. Super Sunday in a couple of days. Waterloo works the basketball, and it will not go. Rebounded Mynderse, under 2 to go, down by 8.
It was a nice possession for Waterloo. They worked the ball well, got a good shot off underneath, just didn't drop.
Cross-courting, shot from the corner is rimmed and comes out. Pass goes, Mynderse retains, shot is too much.
Tawari's everywhere.
Yeah, that's her 6th rebound on that last one, and that's what she does. Real athletic kid. Loves basketball. She's one of those kids you consider a baller, a ball player, and she plays a lot of AAU, but she's working hard out there.
She sure is, defensively as well.
Here comes Waterloo now. Chelsea into the front court.
Nice crossover.
Nice play.
Great pass.
Great pass from Chelsea Steinrug. Give her a credit on that wonderful assist.
Yeah, good finish by Walters, but very unselfish pass by Steinrug. She could have forced it up, but she made a nice little pass down there to Walters.
Vanessa Walters with a bucket, but credit Chelsea with a beautiful pass. Here's a shot up and good.
Mean
on the bucket. Megan Mean. 21-13, ladies of Waterloo.
Oh.
Knocked away, kept by Waterloo, and now they're going to throw it away. It'll be MA girls basketball.
That passing lane closed up quick. Here's that no-look pass, I think.
That was the all-look pass, Mike.
Actually, it was the all-look. It kind of looked, seeing it from a different angle, it was all-look.
Now, there is
maybe the ponytail threw me off.
There used to be no 10 seconds in the girls' game.
Madison drives it in, gets
nice
a score. Madison Hillmeyer. And the lead is 6 now as Mynderse ladies make a charge before halftime. Pass down to Chelsea inside. She can't buy a bucket. Waterloo's going to get called for traveling. Yeah. So MA now down by 6. And Chelsea's had a tough night. She's missed so many inside shots lately.
Yep. Here comes Castiglione with 2 fouls on the defensive end with 30 seconds left. The Mynderse can get a shot here. There's 30 on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock, about a point, half a second differentiation. And they can get a bucket here, then win this quarter. That'd be great going into halftime.
As the
Waterloo switched up to a man-to-man here.
They throw it away?
Yeah.
Jerry Waterloo was going to get the last possession. I thought it was tipped as well. I did.
Jerry thought it was tipped, but they're not going to get that. It's going to go back to Waterloo.
And Ellie Deal back in on a defensive sub here for Tilton, so they're going to press.
A couple of fine fans in front of our monitor and looking good. As the pass comes in with 16 seconds to go till halftime.
You don't want to pick up that third foul, Rattray, there. You got to be careful here with 10 seconds
left. They got the ball where they want it to.
Chelsea gets it blocked again. As I think she's had about 5 blocks this game. As they throw up a prayer. No. End of the first half. 21-15 at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Or wait a minute.
They might have called the foul.
Yeah, Castiglione got crushed on that.
No, halftime is here. So now we have the official halftime here in Waterloo as the Waterloo ladies lead the Mynderse ladies 21-15. Kevin Korzaneski will have some special guests joining us up in the broadcast booth. But now let's take these messages and we'll come back for that.
Tonight's live broadcast of high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, trust someone who lives in your community. Old Lions True Value Hardware and Dobbins Pharmacy and Gift Shop in downtown Lyons. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. The Omen Theater, see what's playing in downtown Lyons at omentheater.com. Jimmer's Auto, late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Penny's Place, large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. FingerLakes1.com Incorporated, building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Wisdom passed on from generation to generation. Welcome to Generations Bank.
That's a beautiful shot of downtown Waterloo that our producer Jim Sincropi got before the game. And what you see on the court now is our Waterloo rec travel teams getting announced out there for 3rd and 4th grade. I'm happy to be here with 2 seniors for the Showcase Boys game next. We have alongside to my left is Josh Devano, senior forward for Waterloo. And senior shooting guard for Mynderse Academy is Ryan Major. And we like to do this each time we get the boys and the girls together, is try to interview some of the kids and have a good time with this friendly little rivalry that we have. Ryan, can I get your thoughts on the first half here?
I think that Mynderse isn't passing the ball as good as they could. They need to hold on to it a little more.
Yeah, we talked about it in the, up here during the game. They seem a little uncomfortable, throwing the ball around a little bit.
Yeah.
What are they going to need to do to get this lead back?
I think they definitely got to slow it up, take more time with the ball.
Yeah, take care of the ball. Take their time against that zone. Josh, did you think Waterloo would have a 6-point lead at halftime?
Honestly, I didn't.
I'm glad you're honest. That's why we got you here. I agree with you. I didn't think they'd have a 6-point lead. And your girlfriend's on the team, Tia Ungst, and you've watched a lot of their games this year. Yep. Any differences you see tonight that you normally don't see, or you just think?
This game, I noticed they're not boxing out a lot like they normally do. Yeah, they're just watching it.
They're watching it, and I said that also. So you guys got some great insight. I think you guys, if you struggle in college and decide to drop out, we got a job here for you at Finger Lakes 1. Waterloo's not doing a good job on the boards. I think if they controlled the boards a little bit better, they'd have a little bit bigger of a lead. But we'll see what happens. You guys got any second half predictions for this game? Who's going to win? Ryan, you first.
I got to go with my home team. I feel like they can come back. It's not that big of a deficit.
Only down 6. They can come back and win. Josh, you think the Waterloo girls can hang on here?
I hope so.
You hope so, but do you think they will?
Yeah, they will.
Attaboy. You might get beat up if you say no.
Yeah, I probably will.
Those of you that know his girlfriend, Tia Ungst, they know that's true. Okay, guys, a little bit more serious question. Josh, I'm going to start with you first. We asked this question of all the kids that come on. Who's been your biggest influence for sports and basketball throughout your career here in Waterloo over, you probably started playing in 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Biggest influence you've had?
I gotta say my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
You give a shout out to him right now?
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
And why your dad? What does he do for you that's helped you along?
When I was a lot younger, he always bring me out to like the driveway, work on like fundamentals, and then even with baseball, take me out to the backyard, play catch, hit a little bit.
Yeah, I know your father's a good man, and he was always there for you in all your games, and still is. So big shout out to your dad tonight. And Ryan, we're going to ask you the same question. Biggest influence?
Probably my dad, because he got me involved into all the sports and stuff. But I used to watch all the games with him, and then I just love Syracuse basketball and the Yankees, and he just take me all the games. So.
Yeah, your dad's a big sport nut. Ryan's dad is a good friend of mine, and same thing, brings you out to the games to watch and gets you excited about sports, and it's a very positive thing for you guys to have in your lives, and it teaches you a lot that you'll carry on. So big shout out to the fathers tonight. I like that. Hopefully someday one of my kids will come on and give me a shout out. What do you guys think about not tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? Today's Friday night. Sunday Super Bowl. You guys got your picks? Josh?
I have to go with Seattle.
Seattle by how many?
At least a touchdown.
At least a touchdown. Ryan, what do you think?
I think the Patriots.
Patriots, man. You guys bleed blue, orange. You guys going against it in the football game too. I like that. You think the Patriots are going to pull it out?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to see Seattle do it again, but I think the Patriots will beat them.
All right, great. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the rivalry, okay? We talked about it at the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, Waterloo, Seneca Falls, what it means to you. Is it something you guys get excited for? Do you get excited for this, another game more? Ryan, we're going to start with you. What does this rivalry mean to you?
Yeah, of course it gets you excited to play the games. I mean, I think you look at the schedule and you just can't wait to play Waterloo, any sport. And the fans get involved too. I mean, you got the student section coming up all the time. I just think it gets more hype for the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Josh, you like this rivalry?
Yeah, I noticed that it's gone down a lot more because I always heard the stories of all like the bad stuff that Waterloo used to do to Mynderse.
We were friends with the guys and we played and we talked about this. The crowds used to be here, but when we played basketball, we were undefeated. Waterloo had one loss. Coach Spossato's teams, they lost in the sectional finals. We won sectionals and states. But, you couldn't get a ticket to the games, and now you look out and it's a bigger gym, but, maybe people watch it at home, but the community doesn't get into it as much as I think the kids do. You guys still get into it. You guys look forward to it, but I'm not sure that the communities do as much. I got one question. I'm going to ask you one question, and then we're going to get out of here. Favorite Mynderse Academy high school teacher, Ryan?
You talking just high school?
Well, you want to go middle school, you can go middle school, but you can't say your dad. You wouldn't anyway, would you?
No, probably not. Honestly, probably Mr. Walton.
Mr. Walton?
Bio, yeah.
Biology teacher.
Yeah, he kind of got you to do your work without having to, nail you for it.
Good shout out to Mr. Walton tonight. Josh?
I'm going to have to say my 11th grade.
11th grade.
Mr. Beadnell.
Mr. Bede.
Yeah.
John Beadnell. Good shout out to him. His kids played basketball here at Waterloo High School.
I heard.
Yeah, and Mr. Beadnell's a good guy. So good shout out to your guys as teachers tonight. That's great. We've got your predictions for the girls. We've got your predictions for the Super Bowl. You guys, good luck in your game.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up here. We really appreciate it. I think a lot of people watch and love watching you guys talk to kids. So, we got Ryan Major from Seneca Falls, Josh Chavano for Waterloo, and we wish you the best of luck. We're going to take a commercial break and come back with second half action.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At FingerLakes1.com. Come on over to FingerLakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
Yes. Santa Claus is up in the North Pole. You wouldn't know it by tonight. It is a chilly, brutal night. It's supposed to be 20 below zero wind chill before the night's over. Other than that, we welcome you back to Waterloo. Kevin, nice job on the interviews. You did a good job, and those young men certainly handled themselves very well.
Yeah, it's hard for when you're a young 16, 17-year-old. Those guys are 17-year-old kid, and you got to come on here and answer questions, and they're a little nervous. But those two guys did an outstanding job, in my opinion. They glad they came up and did a great job.
As we're underway now, third quarter action, the ladies of Mynderse trailing by 6. Good to have you alongside. Hope you're enjoying our podcast. As we get underway, Mynderse now working down below. We have a personal foul. They're going to catch it on a disbelief young lady from Waterloo. I believe they got Waterloo's Brittany Forty on that.
Her second foul.
Second foul, right. Here's a bad pass, and Waterloo now retains possession. They got 2-on-1.
Nice.
They give it over. Layup is no. Chelsea can't buy one with an ATM machine.
Yeah, it's a wide open shot. You need the senior leader to get
Look at this
shots.
play. We drive and count it.
Tawari again.
Tawari.
10 points.
She's playing an outstanding game. You know, you guys didn't hear it in the break, but at halftime I asked Ryan Major, I said, what's here's Tawari going coast to coast here. She's playing an outstanding game.
Outstanding game.
I said, how about
left hand
Mynderse?
again.
So Ryan Major says they're not passing the ball. They don't seem comfortable out there. They're doing a real job passing it. And I said, that's what we talked about. And then Tavano, I said, how about Waterloo? He goes, they're just not boxing out tonight. You know, and so those guys are watching the game. They're into the game. Their insight was great.
Well, Tawari missed it, but MA will retain possession. Underneath, the shot is up and good. As the Blue Devils storm
tough
back.
shot by Miller.
Mynderse Academy Miller, and all of a sudden,
they're a freshman
a
mistake.
traveler. We got a 2-point game, and all of a sudden, the ladies of Waterloo want to go back in the locker room and have another huddle up here as they've just given MA a couple of quickies. The outstanding play by Tawari, and now the game is a 2-point game. Waterloo only up by 2.
Yeah, Logan, just for some reason, you know, she's a guard. She's got to keep continuing that attack on the ball, and there's no reason for her to pick it up.
Miller down underneath, and she gets it. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, don't look now, we got a tie game at Lucky 21.
Yeah, Waterloo might want to think about getting a timeout here.
Yeah, I was
after
just
this
thinking of that.
possession. Settle the kids down. You know, Mynderse really came out attacking that. I want to go back to that Steinrich miss. They've scored 4 in a row since then.
Shot from the corner from Waterloo. They can't buy one all of a sudden.
She just looked a little hesitant on it, like she was just trying to push it up.
And here's Rattray with a bomb. It goes off the rim. No, underneath. Who do you think? It was Tawari. She almost had herself another one. Missed it. Mynderse retains. Miller's shot doesn't go. Rebounded Waterloo in a tie. And we've got a timeout.
To settle
Waterloo,
down.
6:20 remaining here in the third quarter. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. And, of course, this is brought to you by Thompson Health. Thompson Health Urgent Care Center in Farmington provides acute illness and injury care in a welcoming environment with doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants whose goal is to get you treated promptly and courteously so you can get back to enjoying your life. Learn more at thompsonhealth.com. Omen Theater, our buddies Bob and Leslie Omen. Next time you head out to see a movie, make it at the Omen Theater in downtown Lyons. You'll love relaxing in the modern, renovated theater that has the old-fashioned charm and character of the original house. First opened in 1915. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com.
We got a shot of the Verkey clan.
Oh, the Verkey clan has arrived, yes.
And Rhett Taccone.
Our buddy.
Good friend at NYCC.
Yes.
And Rod Verkey with a lot more hair than Matt Verkey.
Yep.
And Rhett Taccone, a Seahawks fan, it looks like. Or jumping on the bandwagon.
Probably bandwagon, knowing Taccone.
He did some time with the Miami Dolphins, I believe, correct?
Yep. Yes, he did. Tie game, 21. Pass underneath. Nice play. Yes.
Real nice play.
Count it. Got a chance for a three-pointer.
And that's everything you hope for coming out of a timeout.
Jen Abbott, who's had a nice game tonight.
Jen Abbott's come off the bench for Waterloo and gotten some big points. That was a big bucket to stop the bleeding. She got 6, Mike?
6 points, yeah.
Jen's shot is too long. It'll be MA rebound. Got a good one here. For a while, it looked like Waterloo's going to say goodbye, but all of a sudden now they're only down by a deuce.
Mynderse intensity this half has been so much better than what it was in the first half, and let's see if their ball control improves as well.
Tawari lost control, lost it inside. Waterloo on the steal.
Yeah, Jen Abbott giving great minutes to Waterloo off the bench here.
Mynderse sticking with that man-to-man.
Divya Taware's had an outstanding game. Shot underneath is not going to go. MA rebound.
Steinrich's getting great looks, and she can't get frustrated. You can see a little bit of frustration sitting in with her, but she's got to get back and play and do the other things that she's good at. She's a rebounder. She can pass. She's a ball handler. She's got to do those things, even though her shot's struggling. So hopefully she will not get frustrated. But the one thing that I do want to point out is last time she got a little frustrated against the 1-3 shadow. You know, this triangle and one they had on her. And now they're just playing her straight up man-to-man, and she can't get going.
I think Coach identified that with her and took her out of the game. That's probably something that doesn't happen very often.
No. Chelsea's going to get a couple of seconds to get a breather.
Waterloo got away with a moving pick on that one.
Yep.
Here's a steal. It's jump ball.
Possession stays to Waterloo. Good hustle by Allie Deal.
Allie Deal's a tough cookie.
Got your Weber this week.
Yeah, by the way, we have the show coming up this week. We have the Cosentinos coming in. Kelly and Joe Cosentino for Blossoms. Yes, Blossoms by Cosentino. They'll be my special guest on Monday morning. Shot underneath. Nice play. Nice bucket. And Jen Abbott once again as the Waterloo Indians now ladies lead by 4.
It's been a very balanced scoring attack by Waterloo. Now with Jen Abbott with 4 points in the second half.
Madison trying to jump her way short. Rebounded. Ladies, all of a sudden now that momentum that Mynderse got, bang, bang, coming out of the third quarter, appears to be vanishing a little bit.
Waterloo giving Mynderse a little bit of their own medicine on that out-of-bounds play down there. They ran a nice-looking out-of-bounds play. Now, I don't know what this baseline official is looking at her partner for, but clearly Waterloo kicked it, or Mynderse kicked it out.
Here's a replay on it. There's that pass inside that Jen Abbott.
And one. And that also got Miller out of the game. I think she might have 3 fouls, guys. That brought her out.
Megan Tilton's in.
There you got a
that's
foul.
the same
legal screen.
Foul against Waterloo.
She just needs to get set. She's been doing that. Finally got the call. Here's that zone.
Yeah, that box press. There's a nice cross-court pass against the box.
Oh, and here's the one that's almost thrown away, taken back by MA and throw it up. Yes!
Allie Deal.
Allie Deal is the deal. And she can get the MA girls to within 1 with a free throw here.
The way to attack that box press is that diagonal is always nice if you can make an accurate pass. Mynderse tried it a couple times, but it wasn't a great pass. And then really what you want to do is attack it in the middle. You know, get the ball on the sideline. If you can get a bounce pass in the middle, and then you got a 3-on-2 going the other way. So we'll see how Mynderse attacks this the rest of the way.
Allie, the left-hander, throws it up and will not hit it. Free throws have been not very good for either team tonight. Stolen, however, by MA. Down underneath, shot up, no, rebound Waterloo. And a foul, and again, same thing happened earlier. The young lady from Mynderse, Cassidy Rattray, got a little upset because she didn't get the bucket.
I thought she got bumped a little bit and got frustrated, but it was a great job by 40 who bumped her early. They went straight up and backed off, made her miss a shot. And then, kind of a silly double mistake there by Rattray.
Well, as a coach, they're using their left hands. I can tell you that. You know, they don't seem to be dropping, but.
You know, Mynderse going to pick up full court man-to-man here. I like it. They're trying to wear Waterloo down and pick that tempo up. There's Madison Hillmeyer's little brother Ethan watching the game.
Yep. Castiglione across the midcourt line. Here's Chelsea. No.
But fouled.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're an elite scorer or big-time player. Get the ball on the paint and maybe get your groove going on the foul line. And then an easy basket, an easy foul shot can get you going for the rest of the night.
Chelsea's had one of those nights where you want to get a couple of et cetera, and so far she's not been able to hit much. Now she hits that swisher from the free throw line, and she extends the ladies of Waterloo by a 3-point lead here, 26-23.
She's got a great touch, good stroke from the foul line. You can see it here. The follow through's good, the rotation's good.
Shot is up and good.
4 for 4 from the line.
Oh, she might have traveled.
I was just going to say that. Could have got called.
Yeah, that's a...
Stolen by the ladies of Waterloo. Steinruck in a hurry. Castiglione with the ball left of the lane.
Maddie Hillmeyer's got to know in traffic there that she's got to protect that ball.
Shot from the corner is good.
France again. It's her second 3.
France. And all of a sudden, just like that, guys, 30-23, Waterloo. Cross-court dangerous pass. Madison backs in, backs out, almost gets it knocked away. Rattray, and here's a foul. And
another one by his, freshman.
Yep.
Don't keep making the same mistake over again. Back up in that 2-3 zone.
Yeah,
Logan. Press.
And she feels bad about it because she said that's a dumb foul, but it's a foul.
Chelsea Francis 3 net again.
Yep.
And the good thing about Steinrich, guys, is we're talking about her points, but that was her 4th assist. So she's distributing the ball. She's being unselfish. She's not forcing any of her shots. So just the easy ones just aren't falling for her. She's rebounding the ball. She's playing good defense out there.
And she still has 6 points.
Right.
That's the thing with it when you've got a prolific scorer that we take it for granted that they're going to score 20 or 25 a game.
MA with a good work in play. It didn't go, hit the back of the iron. Taken back by Waterloo, who leads at 7, 30-23. As you follow it on Finger Lakes 1 TV. I'm Harold Weber along with Mike Alessio, Kevin Korzaneski, Jim Senecropi, and Jeremy and Jason Hunt. Glad to be with you on a chilly Friday night here on Finger Lakes 1. Chelsea going to the middle, glaze it up, can't get it. Taken back by M.A.
Tawari with another rebound. That's her 9th rebound tonight.
She's had a great game. Rattray way outside.
Nothing but net.
Big 3.
Nothing but twine as she rams home a bomb. And that gets the MA girls to within 4. This has got the makings of a barn burner in the 4th quarter. Still got 2:20 left here in the 3rd. Oh, dangerous pass stolen back by MA. They can get closer now. Here is Tawari, throws it up. That was Elgin Baylor move. For you folks that may not be old enough to remember him, he used to throw them up, but he used to make them too.
Yeah, Tawari a couple times gone in there a little bit out of control. There was one time she actually jump stopped and made a nice shot, but that time she's just got to slow down a little bit.
Steinruck to the hoop. She cannot make one tonight. That poor girl's struggling big time. Feel bad for her. She's doing everything, but the ball's not going in the net.
Good drive.
And here's one thrown away, and the ladies will get it back from Waterloo. So a lot of turnovers. A lot of miscues, and Chelsea is cold in and all outdoors. Unfortunately, we have to talk about that. But
here's the Rattray 3.
Yep.
Look at this, nothing but net.
Beautiful. Boom.
That's her 2nd 3, I think, on the night, Mike. Rattray, she got 2 threes?
Rattray's got 2 threes, yeah.
Right alongside her average.
HBT in the game.
Yeah, first time her action.
Hannah Brown Trice.
There you go. As ladies of Waterloo working it. Up by 4. Shot from 7 feet. No. Rebounded M.A.
Great position by Miller.
Ooh, that might have been a double dribble there.
Yeah.
By Miller.
Producer Jim Senecrobi's got the call on that one.
Oh, HBT.
Oh.
Got herself in a bad position.
Yeah.
We got a timeout.
Full timeout, Waterloo.
Waterloo. Hey, folks. These broadcasts are brought to you also by our good friends at Dr. Rodney Littlejohn. Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of our patients through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances in the orthodontic industry, including Invisalign and Excellident. Visit them online at littlejohnortho.com. Great folks. Had a chance several weeks ago and visit Mary and their great team over there along with Dr. Rod. They are super sponsors of our broadcast. We thank them for their support. Hey, speaking of good eating, I was there just yesterday. Penny's Place Family Restaurant located on routes 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Place is always packed, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals. A large selection of breakfast items and everything from burgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. What a great meal, or you want a great meal? Check out Penny's Place. While pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Want to thank them for their support of our broadcast as well here on Finger Lakes 1. By the way, Mike, I wanted to give you a hot tip on Facebook. Kevin Kay is a friend of mine, and I noticed that he attended Chris Herron's birthday party recently. And in the background of Chris Herron's picture was an imitation of Michael Jackson trying to dance. It was Kevin Korzaneski, a legendary photo of him that I have, and by the way, I printed it, so I have it for you. I didn't know.
It's been deleted by now.
He had the hands up in the air, and I wasn't sure what the move was.
Yeah, I don't think I was sure what the move was.
But it was something that was priceless. So you don't think I see the Facebook pages. I do. Check them out. 30-26.
I tried to get that one off there quick.
I got it and saw it, baby, and I quickly was going to talking about working with you tonight. So, minute 15, and Waterloo lead by 4. Nice give and go.
Ooh,
Shot
boy, they're calling
doesn't
this
go.
game loose.
And they are not calling a foul.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't blame the Waterloo coach because I think she got hacked.
I think they've been consistent. That's
Right.
the only good thing about it.
Consistently bad.
Here's a left-hander up. Doesn't go. Fighting for the rebound. Mynderse continues to keep
that's
it.
a nice-
Down low to Rattray. No, but a foul. And you're right. I got to be honest with you. We hate to criticize officials, but in my judgment, on a 1 to 10 scale, they get a buck and a half, 1.5 from me right now. They've made a lot of miserable calls here tonight.
Yeah, both
right?
ways. I don't think anybody's getting advantage of it. I just think that they're kind of falling asleep at times, and it's not a very consistent game. But, they're doing their best out there. We're just poking a little fun at them.
What do you want for $200 a game, huh? I mean, the shot is up in the air.
Well, I think sometimes what happens is you're committed to what you call early in the game, be it a ticky-tack fouls or letting the teams play. And in this game, I think they're letting them play a little, perhaps too much.
Shot is up and no. 1 out of 2 free throws. Waterloo retains possession on the rebound. Under a minute to go. 50 seconds. Pass down to hard luck Chelsea Steinruck, who's had a tough evening tonight, boy. And she's going to get tied up or no, a foul. They're going to get Tawari on the phone. I believe they're going to get
Tawari
on the personal foul.
And that to me looked like maybe a clean play.
Yeah.
But so you get some, you lose some.
As Waterloo leading by 3, inbounding.
No. Mynderse stays in a man.
Ooh.
Yeah, face guard and Steinruck. There's no help.
Here's
there.
a steal.
Tawari again.
Here's a steal back.
That should have been a foul right there.
What is this all
this
about?
Is crazy.
Holy macro.
Yeah.
As we would say.
But
that could have been intentional.
Rattray was all over, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, that's what happens when it's poor officiating. And I'm sorry, but Rattray clobbered her.
Yeah.
And then 40 didn't know what to do, and she just kind of elbowed her back, and it was a foul. It's the right call, but they missed the first one.
Yeah.
Blatant first one. It wasn't like a close first one. It was a blatant miss.
As we would say in the broadcasting field, that was under the category of obvious.
They can't come check our camera. This isn't going to be a flagrant 2. But if they could, if you were watching a college game right now, they'd come check the camera, and they would probably eject her from the game.
They probably would.
But that's not how it works here. It's just going to be a common foul, I would imagine. I can't imagine they come back and call it intentional now. But
maybe just possession.
The official was actually startled on the call, like she didn't even know what to call. So all it will be is just a common foul going the other way.
Wow.
I think she reacted, and I think she realized perhaps it was out of her character to do that. But that happens. That happens.
But again, if they had gotten the first one, that never would have happened.
Hopefully she'll learn from it.
Air ball, rebounded Mynderse, but a foul on it.
On France, that'll be Miller going to the line.
Yep, Chelsea going to the line. Chelsea France on the foul, and Miller will be at the line trying to cut the lead to 1 here on a couple of opportunities.
Well, it's a close game, 22 seconds left, boys, but I think we're going to have a good fourth quarter with some intensity here. The elbows are starting to fly, a little bit of push down there.
This is Waterloo Mynderse.
Yeah, that's what you want. I mean, you don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want anything to do any stupid, but this game means a little bit more to these kids than the next game. So we're going to see who can hold their composure in the fourth quarter and put your seatbelts on because it's going to be a rough ride.
Free throw is up and it 0 for 2. So Mynderse now still trails by 3. Steinruck, 12 seconds ago, third quarter. Ladies of Waterloo leading by 3. Pass to the top of the circle. Flashes. Shot in the air. No. Rebounded Mynderse Academy. Coming out, and the quarter will end. End of 3 here in Waterloo. The homestanding Ladies of Waterloo leading 30-27 over MA. We'll come back with more after these commercials.
Find the partner you've been looking for. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
That was great. Hey, we're back here in Waterloo, and hope you guys and ladies and kids are checking out our broadcast tonight here in Finger Lakes 1. 8 minutes to play, you think. Waterloo ladies leading by 3, 30-27. Got a good one here tonight. Of course, the boys are going to follow for the second part of our doubleheader of arch rival basketball. But a reminder, Jimmy and Dave Barnick and the team will be in Lions on Tuesday night. That should be a classic battle. We're talking Lions at home against Red Creek. It should be a beauty. And, of course, on the 10th of February, keep in mind, we're going to be in Geneva. Waterloo will travel to take on the Geneva Panthers. So as the next couple of podcasts after tonight.
Waterloo coming out in a man. It looked.
M.A. loses it. In a hurry comes Chelsea. Skid does not have the number, so she waits for her playmates to come along.
Yeah, Mynderse back in the man-to-man. I'm interested to see if Waterloo goes back to that box press that they were running earlier. I like that press and what it did. Got a foul on Tawari.
Yeah.
That may be 3. It is 3 on her. I would try to put the ball in Steinruck's hands. Not the, the coach is going to do that.
I'll say she's due, too.
Well, they switched up on her. They put Allie Deal on her.
Pass is taken, saved by Waterloo. Flashing to the middle,
Nice
leaves it for
pass by
Chelsea,
Forty.
doesn't go.
Yeah.
And jump ball, and Chelsea hits the deck again.
I think if you're Waterloo right now, the three-point leg going in the fourth quarter, and Castiglione struggled. She's one of the top scorers, and Chelsea's their top scorer, no doubt. But you're up 3. If those kids can just get it going a little bit, you got to feel comfortable you can win this game. As for Mynderse, they just got to keep plugging away at it until they can get the lead and see if they can get Waterloo down.
Chelsea throws one up, and she doesn't score, but a foul. Chelsea trying everything but getting a ladder from the garage and just slamming it through the net.
Well, if you're Waterloo, you're hoping that it's just a matter of time before she gets hot or something starts to drop. So
yeah, even if she can get it to 50% this
Speaking
quarter.
of legends, guy, Tree Felber on the screen a minute ago. There's a legend.
Yeah, there's Tree.
There is a true legend. In his own mind, look at him. He looks like he's going to take a boat ride afterwards.
Captain
Tree. Captain Phelps. Shot is up and 1 out of 2 for Steinruck. And the lead
rare
is,
miss, but a bad pass.
Bad pass, stolen back by Waterloo, and they score. That's, I believe it was
Castiglione again.
Castiglione with the bucket. So all of a sudden we got a 6-point lead and another
press. Back to her.
Waterloo. Steinruck does not hit it. Rebound Waterloo, and it's going to be Waterloo basketball.
Yeah, that's the call I'm talking about right there. The Waterloo kid clearly threw the ball out of bounds. Probably got fouled, but the ref down there is just very indecisive.
Yep.
Waterloo came back to the box press, gentlemen, and they got a steal out of it. I like it. Let's see how that goes down this fourth quarter.
Well, they haven't solved it, so
no, they haven't.
Now on that
pass underneath
nice
layup. Pass underneath layup. Waterloo now extends to 8.
That was Benjamin on
There's
that.
the middle on that box.
Haley Benjamin on the score. Mynderse needs a couple of buckets, and they get it right away with the young lady who's had a great night here tonight. And that, of course, is Tawari.
Tawari with 12 now.
12 markers so far for Tawari. Pass is stolen, given back to Waterloo. They keep it, turning, shooting, and not going to go.
I call it
back. Good call.
Yeah,
should be shooting 1-on-1 the other way. Waterloo got to slow down. They don't want this running tempo. Once you beat that press, kick it back out, run a couple plays for Steinruck, see if you can get open look for 40 or Castiglione. Maybe France has a couple of threes, but not pushing it. Beat the press, pull it back out.
They're up by 6. They need to take some time off the clock as well.
So that's the 9th team foul. So Mynderse with 6.5 minutes to go is going to be shooting 2 the rest of the way, and Waterloo's at the 17th foul. So foul shooting is going to play a huge factor down the stretch here.
So MA down by 6 points, and the comeback could start right now as Heidi Miller eyes the bucket and hits it.
Yeah, Mynderse just hasn't been able to get going all night. They make a little run at it. Next thing you know, Waterloo's back up 4 or 5. But Coach Anderson take a run at the end of the game. All it takes is one in a close game like this.
Shot is in the air and swish. 35-31. Waterloo ladies up by 4. A lot of coverage here. Now there's going to be some opportunities for Waterloo if they want to take it.
Travel.
Underneath, got a 3-footer, hit it.
Abbott's had a great game.
Abbott has had a great game. She gives the Indian ladies 6-point lead.
You know,
That's 10 points for Abbott as well.
Rattray long shot's going to be way short.
You got to go get it 40.
I was just going to say that. Oh, yeah.
That's 2 points.
There you go.
Yeah.
Timeout, Mynderse.
Timeout.
Coach Gerson's got to be happy with the balanced scoring attack. Very unselfish passing by Waterloo tonight. A lot of assists.
Yep.
But that one's got to drive you nuts. Here you are in your home court with a 6-point lead. Ball bounces right in front of you. You got to go get that ball. You can't wait. If you wait, those who hesitate
are lost.
They are lost. So watch this.
That could be a 4-point swing right there.
Huge
there it
swing.
is. And a nice shot by Allie Deal. Off the glass and in.
Good hustle by the one that's been hustling more than anybody out there tonight, Divya Tiwari. Picks up the rebound and the assist on that.
By the way, at the close of tonight's first game, Kevin will be having a chat with some folks, too, I'm sure, during the break between our games. And then, of course, we'll zip into the second one, which will pit the boys. And by the way, Jimmy, or somebody left me some stats. I assume Jimmy did, that the boys of Waterloo have not beaten Mynderse boys in like 7 years, or last 7 times. That's pretty impressive. I did not know that. That the MA boys have kind of had their number. Waterloo boys have not beaten Mynderse in more than 7 years. Were you aware of that, Kevin?
I might have been the coach the last time Waterloo beat Mynderse. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, I coached. I stopped coaching 7 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And that might have been the last time that we beat them.
So
it's been a while.
By the way, let's give credit to the fans here, too, in the area. Nice turnout. Really has been. It started slowly, but down below, nice crowd, and across the way, a nice turnout so far.
Yeah, and we got listeners at home. Chris and Darcy Heron are watching, and they want to give you a shout-out to the picture. That was them dancing in the foreground. So.
I saw them.
Yeah, I was in the background.
I saw you in the background, I didn't even look at their picture. I was looking at you. I wanted to see your Michael Jackson impersonation.
You know, if I was in a picture then most people would rather look at me than most.
Yeah.
There's a turnover you probably don't see from Steinrich.
All right, here's a shot up by Tiwari, and it scores, and Mynderse now only trails by 2.
Timeout. Coach Gerson for Waterloo. Yeah, Steinrich. Logan Castiglione's been doing a lot of the ball handling duties, beating that press. I'd like to see Steinrich do that. You know, I don't want to see in a tight game like this, I don't want to see a freshman doing too much of that. But that was Steinrich with the turnover last time.
That was Steinrich with the turnover on that, and I think Waterloo coach would like to have that timeout back. He might have just taken away a nice little fast break. 2 on 1.
That's a tough one there.
It is tough. It's a good call. You never know. But
Jonathan Gerslin, the new coach, taking over for the departing Mike Bree. And when I heard Mike left town, I figured, well, geez, I might have considered it too, losing Deming and Lindsey Johnson.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
he left state, not town. He left the whole state.
Both of them doing quite well in college, I hear. Correct?
Yeah. Lindsay's at Oswego State and SUNY Oswego.
Lauren at U of R.
Yes, you got it.
Has Lindsay ever got off? Lindsay's at Oswego State?
Yes.
Has Lindsay ever got off campus with the snow down there, about 14 feet every 3 days?
I was talking to somebody today. She doesn't like that cold weather up there. But
oh, my God. My brother went there. I went down for a blind date. I never went back. I was there 3.5 days. My Volkswagen got about 12 feet of snow on top of it. Right off the lake. In the city of Oswego, nothing. Weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I told Ronnie the only way you're going to catch up with me from now on is by a telegram. I won't be visiting Oswego State because their weather could be horrific.
Absolutely. Well, we got a 2-point game, 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go for the fans at home watching.
We couldn't have choreographed this any better.
It's Waterloo, I think, has done a great job. And last time they played, 40 and France weren't involved in the game. But last time these two teams played, Mynderse took it to them by 20 points.
Well, let's see how she goes. Here's a nice pass underneath, shot in the air ball. Madison Hillmeyer.
Mynderse and Jerry has him coming out trapping. Waterloo.
Oh, could have got a call either way there.
Hillmeyer might have got away with a little ward off.
Miller to the baseline, past Tiwari, looks inside, trying to tie the game. Here's Rattray trying to get the lead. No, short. Rebounded by M.A.
Mean.
That's Miller or Mean down there?
That was Mean with that rebound.
Madison and a personal foul against Chelsea Steinruck. She didn't like the call. They got her anyways.
They'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way, so I'm sure coach is telling them, guys, let's not give them easy ones on the foul line.
The thing that's been kind of weird, they been back and forth. It looked like M.A. was in trouble early, but now they're back to within a chance to tie this thing up. Shot is in the air and swish. Madison Hillmeyer.
You know, that's going to be Waterloo's problem going down the stretch when you're, 2-6, 5-8 overall. How do you win? How do you close games?
Bingo.
And they haven't obviously done that a lot with the record. It indicates it. So we'll see how, they finish this fourth quarter, 5 to go.
I was almost ready to say we have a tie. We don't. She missed the second free throw. Madison did. It's 37-36. The ladies up by a singular. Here's a pass, which I don't know why you would throw it. With all due respect, you can't throw that one, Chelsea. As Mynderse now takes over possession. Good driving in underneath and a foul. And Rattray will go to the line as the personal foul will be called against Waterloo. And that will be called on Haley Benjamin.
Well, I don't think it hurts Waterloo.
It was a good foul.
Abbott comes in and she's, she missed the last shot, but she's had a great night. So offensively, she's helped. She's got a lot of rebounds. Jen Abbott come off the bench, doing a great job.
By the way, folks, as I mentioned in our pregame show, this is the drive to improve your sectional standing. The Mynderse Academy ladies, girls Class C1, they currently are ranked 5th now. We'll give you that update on Waterloo. Shot rims and comes out. And in Class B sectional standings, the Indians 11th right now, coming into tonight's action.
And actually, Haley Benjamin just fouled out of the game on that foul, so starter Benjamin down.
So Haley is out of the action.
And
here's a free throw.
Misses
for 2. That's got to kill coaches when you miss the freebies, let alone 1, but 2. And the lead is still a scant single point. Waterloo, home team, leading 1 point over Mynderse.
Although she had a great backdoor by Steinruck there.
There's almost a steal, and there's a jump ball, and it's possession. It's going to go back to MA.
Although she had a few freshman turnovers, that Castiglione's a heck of a ball player.
Yeah, she's a good ball handler.
For a freshman, for really any year, in my opinion, but certainly for a freshman, I'll tell you.
Now here they are back to the box press, and with a 1-point lead, 4.5 to go.
Tuari coming across. Oh, nice save
catch
by MA.
Nice
Count
catch.
it. Heidi Miller puts MA up by a point, 38-37.
Could be the first lead of the game for Mynderse.
Don't worry about a nail clipper, folks. Your old nails will you'll be biting some nails the next couple of minutes. Here's a drive and a shot. No, but a foul outside.
1-1.
You got Hillmeyer on a foul. I'm not really sure where that came from, but that's a great catch by Heidi Miller here. I thought that was going out of bounds.
So did I.
Corralled it
Gathers herself.
And then let's see how Waterloo handles being down for the first time tonight.
Castiglione up to try to give the Waterloo ladies, a lead again. The shot is up and it will not go. Free throws have been a death knell, and she almost got called for a foolish foul. Reaching in, they let her slide on that one.
Yeah.
Now this official, the lead official wasn't even looking back at the play. It was the trail official's call, and should have been the lead official's call.
4 minutes to go in this one from Waterloo, New York on a very brutal cold night. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage so far. Here's a drive to the baseline. What is this shot? Oh, baby. She contains control of it, Heidi does. And underneath, turning in, no. And Mynderse is going to go to the line. And that'll be Megan Mean. Heidi Miller, I'm impressed. She's a scrapper. She really drives in there.
She's a tough kid underneath. She's young as well. They brought her up last year, and she's another kid that plays with a little bit of poise for her age, and the freshman. So you're going to see a lot of Heidi Miller, and you're going to see a lot of Logan Castiglione over the next few years if you're Waterloo and Seneca Falls fans.
Well, we're going to send Mike Alessio with a ladder to see if there's something wrong with that rim, because nothing seems to be going through it, as the free throws have been unbelievably bad the last couple of minutes, as MA leads it by 1, trying to stretch the lead. Shot is in the air, and are you kidding me? Nobody can make a free throw. As MA now will play defense on Waterloo with 3:40 to go.
This is where you want the ball right now in Steinruck's hands. Maybe let her try to take over this game.
If she's the all-league 1,000-point scorer that she is, she's got to kind of carry Waterloo here.
Yeah, here she is, and she gets it knocked out of bounds.
Beautiful drive.
Yeah, I thought she was going to get an easy 2 there.
And you're right, Chelsea is overdue, to say it lightly.
Yep. Here's the boys warming up, getting ready for their game coming up next.
Pass underneath. Waterloo shot from the corner. It's going to be short. Rebound, MA.
Good outlet pass.
Rattray now, one against 1. Now 1 against 2. Drive it to the hoop. Land it in. Rattray, Cassidy gives the MA girls a 3-point, and there's a steal. Rattray with the basketball again, and they're going to still maintain it, or they lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, just a bad decision there by 40 underneath, turn it over. I mean, every possession, every bucket so good right now, and a little sloppy play by both teams. Rattray with a good take here. Going right around France.
So now the MA ladies now lead by 3. Hey, by the way, FingerLakes1.com Incorporated, fed up with unresponsive web designers and getting nickel and dime for every small website update? Call FingerLakes1.com Incorporated and take control of your website. Since 1998, FingerLakes1.com has created and maintained nearly 1,000 websites for local businesses of all sizes. For more information online, check out services.fingerlakes1.com. Great sponsors, and we thank all the folks that chip in and help us out to bring these podcasts along your way. Again, coming up, don't forget, folks, Tuesday night we got, of course, the boys coming up in a few minutes, too. A little while, the boys of Mynderse and Waterloo going at it. But our next 2 podcasts, Tuesday night, a barn burner, the Lions at home against Red Creek. That should be a beautiful game. Exciting, I bet. And then the following the following week, on the 10th of February, Geneva at home against Waterloo. And then, of course, our regular season, just to give you the rundown, Penyan will travel to Newark on the 13th of February. And our last regular broadcast will be Palmac coming here to take on the Waterloo Tribe. What we're going to do in postseason, anyone's guess. Jim will keep you posted on what we can and cannot do. As far as potential podcasts, we'll let you know when the time gets closer by. 3:11, guys, and how do you see it, Mike, as we go down the stretch? The MA girls now leading by 3.
Well, this is a huge possession for Waterloo.
Yep.
And that was not what you wanted on your inbound pass. And
shot, Grimson comes out, taken away by Waterloo, and a foul in the backcourt. They might have gotten
Chelsea with a little bit of a lazy pass on the inbound, but
Tawari on the personal
and
foul.
Rattray missing an easy one. There's been a lot of easy ones missed by both teams tonight, and they don't want to do this. They don't want Steinwerk's getting other points from the foul line. You want to keep her off the foul line.
You know what? You're right. She's been pretty darn good there from the free throw line.
That's Tawari's 4th foul, too. A lot of kids out there, I think, with 3-4 fouls that we're going to have to watch this last 3 minutes.
Chelsea Steinwerk has showed good form tonight, obviously, from the free throw line, and she scores another one. She's been really ice cold, not getting any breaks offensively, but on the free throw line, she's been extremely proficient. And as these guys have pointed out, who've been outstanding players in their own right, she's got the good technique. Shot is in the air, and she makes them both.
Yeah.
So now we got a 1-point game, 40-39.
She's got 11, 9 from the line.
There you go. Oh, almost a travel. No call. 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think she held her pivot foot.
2:50 remaining. MA girls up by 1. Rattray from downtown. No. Rebound. Mynderse. Yes. Who do you think? Tawari. I want 2 Tawaris to go, and here's another, almost a steal.
Deflected.
It'll be Waterloo basketball, as Jerry Anderson wanted not that call, and it'll go to Waterloo. 42-39. MA leading by 3. That Tawari has played an outstanding game tonight.
Good, great defense as well. That's her. She's got 14.
She's got 14, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Big
Long shot from way outside. Doesn't go. Waterloo up. No. Rebounded. Mynderse has got the ball and got a 3-point lead.
Loose ball. Tawari.
She's done everything except go get his pizza.
Well, she can do that after the game.
Yeah, I know. Tawari way outside. Drives in the middle, stopping, popping in the air, swish. Oh, my. She'll remember this game for a long time. She's done it all. 5-point lead down
nice
to
pass.
Waterloo, and they missed the chippy.
Waterloo just crumbling here at the end.
Yeah.
Great pass by Steinwerk. Abbott's got to
Rattray to the middle and a foul. They can't believe it.
Waterloo coming up empty on their possessions here in the 4th quarter. Good looks, but just not finishing.
This was a nice drive and great finish.
40
jump
on the
stop.
Foul. Yep.
Beautiful jump stop.
When she jump stops and controls herself, her percentage goes way up. It's those runners that really bring her down.
Now you see it, now you don't. Waterloo up by 5 or 6 or 7 some few minutes ago, and all of a sudden they're now down by 5. Yeah. As Rattray almost tried to make it 6, missed the first one. Now we'll try one more.
She needs to bend her knees a little bit more on that foul shot.
Under 2 to play, and
Hannah Brown-Trice checking in.
shot is in the air, and it's not going to go. 0 for 2, and Waterloo retains possession, gets the rebound. And they got to get a couple of buckets.
They're keeping
and
the pressure on.
They got time to worry about, too. The John Cameron Swayze piece is not their ally. As the young lady for Waterloo almost continually got called for the double, and we got another timeout. And a timeout on the court. Good call, by the way, getting a timeout with a minute 37. And MA.
Castle didn't like that contact coming down by Rattray. And Rattray's got her hands out. She's bodying her, but they've been letting those girls do that all night, both ends. But that's where it's kind of the emotions are getting the best of the kids because they're used to those fouls getting called.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you like Super Bowl chili, baby, coming live on Finger Lakes 1, live on Super Bowl Sunday from 1 o'clock to kick off. Watch the Finger Lakes 1 chef make a pot of chili and let it simmer all afternoon.
Who is the Finger Lakes chef?
I would guess that's Jimbo Senecropi.
Mystery chef?
Or maybe it's not Jimmy. I think it's Kenny's Two Pennies.
Maybe Kenny Haas.
Kenny Haas, it could be.
Could be his wife, Kathleen.
Oh,
might
Kathleen.
be doing the chili.
Kathleen is not making the chili.
Kathleen is
That's
not.
one thing I can tell you.
I think Jimmy has done this. And if Kenny's Two Penny cooked a hamburger, I wouldn't eat it. He would scare me. He really would. Kenny's Two Penny would scare me. I'm not sure where he'd get the hamburger from. Probably from his backyard. I love you, Kenny, if you're checking us out tonight. Hey, by the way, Upstate Hoops podcast is special, too. A lot of special things on Super Bowl Sunday. I might even go to church. All serious, though. Special Super Sunday edition at 10 a.m. Upstate Hoops podcast coming up this Super Sunday, 10 a.m. this week, covering the Wayne Finger Lakes Leagues of Section 5 only on Finger Lakes 1 TV. So, we got a lot going on Super Sunday, baby. I just only want to know if my numbers come in. 137 remaining in this one. We think MA leading by 5 in this girls contest, which has been a battle.
They're going to keep the ball in Steinruck's hands.
And here's Chelsea from way out.
There it is.
Chelsea Steinruck.
You knew it was a matter of time, guys.
Huge basket.
With the long bomb.
Now I'm surprised they pulled the press back.
Well, they haven't gotten a lot of turnovers in the last few minutes with it. I kind of like dropping into their half-court defense.
Deal now to Rattray.
Man-to-man.
Man-to-man, 2-point MA girls lead. Knocked away in a foul.
I don't like that foul.
That was not a good call on the. I mean, it was a good call on the foul, but it was not a good place to have a foul there.
Yeah, you had a good defensive possession going. They're
down to 14 on the shot clock.
14 on the clock.
Caitlin Castle
on the great foul shooter here.
Caitlin Castle on the foul. At the line, Mynderse is Heidi Miller.
This is some pressure, though.
MA up by a deuce, and the shot is good.
Living with Mike Miller, that's pressure.
There you go.
Coming out here and playing basketball, that's no pressure. This kid's got ice in her veins for a freshman. And you look in the box scores for this kid, she's always 8 of 10, 9 of 12. I mean, this kid lives on the foul line.
Well, she's going to need to because she'll be big inside.
1 out of 2. Who's going to get the rebound? It's Heidi Miller.
Yeah, got back
it was a great hustle by Rattray on that.
And a timeout. Jerry Anderson, the MA girls will take a timeout. 3-point lead. We'll keep it right here.
I think he wanted to get
Kevin,
his offensive people back in.
I think it's probably get a good possession here. Take 20 seconds off the clock. You got a 3-point lead. See if we can go to the foul line. But on the Waterloo end, you can't let anybody get a hand on the ball. Your best rebounder is on the foul line, for crying out loud. And Cassidy Rattray comes in, gets a hand on it, tips it out to Miller. You've got to box out.
Exactly.
And I think if Waterloo looks back at this and it's a loss, I think that's one of the things they're going to point out is the rebounding effort.
Speaking of legend, there's Nick Ciotti, head basketball coach at Mynderse, with his clipboard ready to rock and roll.
Now as the varsity boys are sitting out there and the coaches, they're just saying one thing at this point. No overtime. No overtime. Yeah. They're ready to go. They're getting antsy, and they don't want that overtime. And, Waterloo would love an overtime at this point. And the Mynderse, the girls don't want it either. But in control with the ball, Mynderse, see what they do out of this timeout. Waterloo's got to not foul. They've got to play good defense and then box out once the shot goes up.
How many assistant coaches does Nick have? Like 12? Everybody's got the jerseys over there.
A lot of blue turtlenecks down there.
Pretty
that's
impressive,
for sure.
huh?
It's like I think they might have more than Syracuse does.
I can't imagine that. Syracuse says they have another bench for the
3 of them are Johnsons, I think.
Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson. My co-manager, Scott Johnson.
There you go.
From Bonadent.
All right, folks, let's set the table for you. We got 1:01 left in this one, we think, in regulation. MA girls leading by 3, 45-42. MA has the basketball. And here we go. Let's see how she rocks with 60 seconds to go.
Waterloo in the man-to-man. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Looks like a high double screen for Hillmeyer.
Yeah.
Madison Hillmeyer to
Yeah,
Wari.
they're just going to try to take some
Madison,
time off the clock.
To Ray. Bouncing. And
We
a
got the
tie-up.
with me.
And a
Whose ball?
tie-up. Whose
Looks like
ball?
State
It's
going the
Waterloo.
other way.
That's Waterloo ball.
Now,
That's a great play. Now, I don't think you need two. They're down 3, 45 seconds left. If you can get a good look like Steinbrook had last time, I'll take that 3, but I would attack the basket, see if you can draw a foul.
Waterloo's out of timeouts.
You've got a lot of time left on that clock with a 30-second shot clock. Now, it's a little different than the boys.
Oh, throwaway.
HBT with a big steal.
Yes, as another
don't
toss
have to
away,
attack.
and Waterloo girls have gotten it.
There's no reason to attack there. Now you might want to look for a 3 if you're Waterloo.
33 seconds and no call.
Look at that, it's a push on the
Whoa.
same kid.
Fouls, bodies flying, no call, and we get a foul, and
Timeout.
timeout,
Coach
Mynderse.
Anderson.
Boy, there was some action there, a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy turnovers by Waterloo, though. You got the ball back, and then Haley Deal gets it. And
Exactly.
She's got to dribble that out. Senior player like that. And
exactly.
we're interviewing her later, so we'll ask her about that play. But she's got to get the ball out, take some time off the clock. And then 40 just with real sloppy. You know, Chelsea's got to go get the ball. You know, Steinberg's got to
ran away from
the
it.
ball, and she's got to be the one bringing it up and beating that.
She should have come from behind and got the ball.
I'm impressed by the crowd. I really thought we'd have a low turnout tonight, but with this miserable weather, I'll give a lot of credit to folks turning out tonight.
Yeah,
Mynderse Waterloo rivalry still lives.
Yep, it's a nice turnout. Because when I was driving up from Seneca Falls, which is all of 2 miles, I was complaining about the roads, and I thought we could have a huge audience because I wouldn't be going out tonight.
Coors, did you get good crowds when you were coaching 7 years ago?
It was hit or miss on how well the teams were, kind of similar to his now. They seemed a lot better because when I first started coaching, we were in the old Dockstader building, which is the old high school, which you guys know. And in the Dockstader building, it always seemed like it was a great crowd. But when we moved up here, it was, the same crowds came out. It just didn't feel it or seem it. And,
that was a nice. We were talking last week. That was a great court.
I
great
think
gym to play on.
Mynderse still has now the best court in the league, the best home court advantage, because they still have the old gym, and hopefully they never change it. It's a great atmosphere. They got the old bandbox, and you come up to these new schools, they're really no fun to play in.
You're right.
Got the wall open down here.
I want the Green Monster back.
Yes.
That's a dangerous pass.
And a foul. Tawari.
Good sportsmanship there by Janae Larrabee. She hit her hard, knocked Tawari to the ground, but smiled and said, hey, I'm just trying to do what my coach is telling me to do and get the foul there. So you like to see that between the girls.
A young lady who certainly has had an outstanding effort, could be one of her best ever.
She's getting 2 here, Tawari. I think if she makes 1, she kind of ices this game.
The lead, the lead is
Waterloo can get a
16.
3.
Tawari's got 16, and as Kevin said earlier, 12 rebounds.
12 rebounds, 4 assists, so she's having
Solid
an outstanding game.
Young lady's had herself quite a game tonight. Shot is in the air, and it is good.
She's having a lot of fun out there, it seems, as well. It's good to see a player smiling out there.
And the good news is she's only a junior, so she'll be back. Nice athlete.
And Hannah Brown-Trice is a freshman as well. She's going to be a great athlete.
I build her up, and she throws an air ball.
Nerves got to her on that one.
It never fails. All right, she still got a heck of a game going there.
Yeah.
46-42 to 4-point margin. Do they have 4 points in the 24.8 seconds to go? Waterloo inbounding.
And there she goes. I think out of their controlled set, she's been bringing it up.
Underneath, turning and shooting, not going to go. MA rebound, and this could be all she wrote with 10 seconds.
Almost got a steal.
Rattray gets it in the backcourt. MA still holding on. 4 seconds, and this
Gonna
baby is going to be history. Counted at the buzzer. Mynderse on the bucket.
Schaefer.
Sarah Schaefer.
Getting in the box score, Sarah Schaefer. What job well done, sophomore.
At the buzzer, 48-42 the final.
I saw her parents jumped up to my left.
They did.
Yeah.
There they are. There's some Waterloo Schaefers down there in the Eschenauers, and they got excited over that.
So 48-42 the final, folks. MA coming from behind, trailing early, but beating the Waterloo ladies. Final score, 48-42. Kevin Korzaneski is going to have some guests coming up to the broadcast table, and we're going to take a break, and we'll come back.
many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes 1.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes 1.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
Tonight's live broadcast of high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, trust someone who lives in your community. Old Lyons True Value Hardware and Dobbins Pharmacy and Gift Shop in downtown Lyons. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. The Omen Theater, see what's playing in downtown Lyons at omentheater.com. Jimmer's Auto, late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Penny's Place, large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. FingerLakes1.com Incorporated, building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
And welcome back to Waterloo High School. We have alongside us Mike Alessio and everything tonight, Divya Tiwari from Seneca Falls, who played an outstanding game. If you're just tuning in, Mynderse won a close one, 48-42. Divya, welcome to the post-game show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you played an outstanding game, Mike. She did everything. She was getting loose balls. We don't have her steals, but we have got you for 4 assists, 12 boards, and 17 points. And in my opinion, Mike, she was the one mainstay the entire game. The Mynderse girls came out flat in the first half. I thought Divya was kind of working hard the whole first half, and then the whole team picked up her energy levels in the second half. You probably got lit up pretty good by Coach Anderson. I don't know what he told you at halftime, but can you share with us the halftime talk?
Well, we went in there and we were just, when we were in the locker room, we're always trying to be positive to each other, but we talked on the negatives and came out, we fixed them. So, I mean.
And what were some of those negatives that you guys talked about in the first half? Why you find yourself down
by 6, I think,
6 at halftime, 10 at times.
Well, I made sure to make the point that we need to box out because that's mainly effort, and the last thing I want to lose by is effort. So I think we really kicked it into gear in the second half.
And we talked a little bit about the rivalry with the boys. We had the boys on at halftime of your game. And was there a little extra motivation for you out there tonight? Why is the Waterloo game so important to you?
Well, they're 15 minutes away, and you want to beat them. I mean.
And I saw you the other day at the downtown deli, and Waterloo's been beating you up for the past couple of years.
Yeah, and it never felt good to be on that side of it. And every time we go into these games, because Mynderse girls basketball, we haven't had the best history, but
over the last few years, you've got a great tradition. But the last few years, you've struggled a little bit. You won a sectional title there with. Were you on that team, right, with Brittany Anderson?
Yeah,
you were call-up that year, right? Were you on that team that won sectionals? And Waterloo's kind of taken it to you the last few years. So.
And so we wanted revenge, I guess.
Yeah,
now the referees seem to be letting you play a little bit. It seemed a little physical out there.
Yeah, I mean, it gets that way with girls, but.
When you see that they're letting you play, do you find yourself taking advantage of that and getting a little bodying up a little bit more on yourself?
Yeah, I guess you can say that, but then it's more like you have to get in the mindset that even if they do hit you, you still have to play through it, and that's the biggest part.
Divya, it seemed at times tonight, especially in the first half and a little bit of third quarter, you guys struggled against Waterloo's box press and their full court pressure in their 2-3 zone. Did you guys talk about that at halftime at all, or in any timeouts on how to handle that?
Yeah, we talked about that. We need to slow down. Press is made to speed up the offense, nothing more. So we just cooled our heads and we got
you
through
seemed a little uncomfortable with it, but much better halfway through the third. Your intensity was great in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, I thought that was a difference. You guys stopped turning the ball over so much.
Is that a career high for you, 17 points?
It is.
Yeah. I bet you we see more from you, that's for sure.
Just a junior, Divya, correct?
Just a junior.
Third-year varsity player, or is that 2 years? Third-year varsity player. So we've been watching Divya a lot over the past couple of years, and we'll probably see her again before your career's over.
Yeah, of course.
If you're out of the league running, right, the league championship, you can't win a league championship. Are you guys directing all your energy towards sectional now? You guys talking about that?
Well, we're working in the league. We want to be competition. We can't be competition this year, but sectionals for sure. We're coming out and we want that title. We were so close last year. We want it. We want our banner.
So that's a focal point for you guys. Your two seniors and Rattray and Deal.
Yep.
You know, you guys kind of follow their lead. But I saw you out there tonight, very vocal. You know, you're a leader in the making.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you think about, or do you consider yourself a leader already?
I try to be a leader. I try to keep people talking. Like I don't want to be the only one talking, and I want to lead people by example. So.
Yeah, and you do a great job.
You're
of that.
great on the court. Are you that way in the locker room as well? Do you talkative in the locker room?
Well, in the locker room, it's equal. We're all singing and dancing. It's really fun.
You are. Well, I told these guys at the end of the game, you look like you have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
You and Cassidy seem to be good friends.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
And that chemistry is important. You know, you guys get along, you work well together, you're positive with each other, and it shows on the court. So congratulations to you. Great game tonight. We're going to take off 42-48. Mynderse wins. We're going to come right back with Jerry Anderson after this quick commercial. Divya, congratulations. Great
Congratulations.
job.
Nice game.
Thank you.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At FingerLakes1.com. Come on over to FingerLakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes 1.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes 1.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
And welcome back again to Waterloo High School. You're looking downtown Waterloo on this snowy evening, January 30th. Alongside us, back with more action, Mike Alessio and Coach Jerry Anderson for the Mynderse Academy Blue Devils, who escaped here against his rival Waterloo. And Jerry, initial thoughts on the game?
Well, I think the term you just used is pretty accurate. We escaped. You know, they outplayed us for a lot of that game, and we expected it. You know, we know they have a distinct home court advantage here. Tough gym to shoot in, but we didn't give up. You know, we outwilled them at the end, and you know, fortunately, we came away with a victory.
Yeah, that's you know, the one thing about your team is we just talked to Divya about it. They seem to get along. They have good character. They're hard-working kids. Everybody that steps on the court is really putting 100% effort in, and that, to me, just seemed the difference at the end. You just had more of a will to win than Waterloo did, and not to take anything from the Waterloo kids because they played a great game. They played hard. They just came up a little short, but, you know, we brought Divya up, and now I'm looking at the official stats. 13 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with the 7 points. We had her at 12 and 4, but she just played an outstanding game effort-wise. And talk a little bit about the junior.
Yeah, she's been somewhat up and down for us. Started off pretty hot in the beginning of the year, went through a slow spell, and over the last 3 games, she's playing the best basketball she's played in the program. So offensively, defensively, she's really stepping up.
It was a heck of a physical game, I thought, and I think it was a difference that even being down with the refs letting you play, that your kids seem to handle it a little bit better than the Waterloo kids. Seem to get a little more frustrated now. Even to the point where I see Cassidy and even Tawari smiling a little bit about it, like they bought into a game like that a little bit better than the Waterloo kids did.
Well, we have physical practices, and one of the things that we challenge everybody on the team to do is to make their teammates better. And if that means knocking somebody down in practice to make them better, they'll do that to help them up. So they're not foreign to physical play. We are very physical in practice. And there's not one girl that's not used to it in practice. So.
Did you come in with a game plan at all as far as Steinrook?
No, we don't come into game plans around here. We back at our place we played some junk defense, mostly zone, but with this new Waterloo team, and it's a new team, we knew that it would be tough to play a gimmick defense because they had too many shooters.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, we played it probably for 3 possessions out there, and they knocked down 2 threes.
Yeah.
So we just went straight man, and then we didn't help.
She was in a face guard position, Haley Deal, most of the night.
Yeah. I mean, they're too good of shooters to leave open.
Yeah.
And fortunately, when we played them back at our place, we had the fortune of them having a few players.
Now, I'm always interested in the player-coach perspective. So we asked Divya halftime. What was the halftime talk about, and what were some of the adjustments? So now let's hear it from the coach.
Yeah, so I'm pretty honest with the girls, and I made it clear that they outworked them. They outworked them on the boards. There were some comments that, with things out of our control that we wanted to push away and focus on what we could control, and that was pushing the ball down the floor. So we feel that we're probably one of the best conditioned teams in the East. So over a 4-quarter game, we're going to be able to push the ball down and beat the defense. And I think you saw that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw that in the third. You saw it in the fourth. And
you're a more athletic, quicker team than Waterloo, and it showed in the fourth quarter. They seemed a little tired and worn down. And, that was a good adjustment to pick that pace up. And when I thought Waterloo was trying to slow you down at the time, and I thought that tempo that you had at the end was kind of the difference.
Yeah, they did a nice job in the first half. And, we kind of chose to play their style and walk it up against the zone, which didn't work out in our favor. So thankfully we did make that adjustment.
Well, congratulations to you, Coach Anderson. We are excited to watch you down the stretch going for that sectional title over in Seneca Falls, and we think you got a good shot at it. Divya seems like it's the focal point, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and hopefully you guys can do some damage in sectionals.
Excellent. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll be back for the boys game after one commercial, and stay home, stay warm, and enjoy the next game.
Have you had her before?
Yeah, I've had her before. I can only blackball so many officials.
They all hate you.
Find the partner you've been looking for. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Can't shut Jerry up when he gets on the play.
He's the winner. Congratulations.
Escape. We call it escape.
It's okay. It's a rivalry, right? Luckily, we'll take it a pretty loss.
W's a W.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
20 seconds, dog.
Welcome back to Courtside, everybody. Harold Weber along with Kevin Korzaneski, along with Mike Alessio, Jim Senecropi, Jeremy and Jason Hunt, getting ready to bring you the second part of our doubleheader here tonight in Waterloo, as the Waterloo ladies led early in that first game, but Mynderse Academy comes back and wins it, I believe, by 6-point margin. I think it was 48-42, I think the final, but it was a good game. Momentum switch, looked like Waterloo had it early, but then MA had the ability to come back and win that first one. This one, guys, Kevin, quick comment about what you expect to unveil here tonight in the boys' game.
Well, it's tough to say anything's going to unveil with these two teams. You know, Waterloo, when they come to play, are a very good team, you know, led by Ben Deming inside. Right. Everybody knows that. And sometimes they don't have they do a lot of uncharacteristic things. There's no personality. There's no identity to this team, and Coach Panic's been trying to find that. Mynderse, on the other hand, has an identity, you know, with the three-point shooting from Kerher and Verke, and you're going to get stable play from Anderson. Inside, you're going to have Bachman and, you know, crew down there, and it looks to me like it's everything that, if you know the two teams, you're going to expect. So, you know, I hope it's like the girls' game. The girls' game was very entertaining. It was close. You know, it wasn't the cleanest played games, but, you know, it was physical and there was a lot of intensity. So hopefully we're going to have a nice game here with the boys as we did with the girls.
How about you, Mike? What do you look forward to?
Well, I agree with Kevin. I mean, I think it's going to depend on which teams show up. You know, Waterloo had a great game against Penn Yan, who's a solid team, leading most of the first half, and even the second half against Mynderse, when they played in Mynderse, coming back from a 16-point deficit, you know, showed some signs of hope. So Mynderse has played solid recently, I think. So I think if Mynderse puts it together, they should be able to handle them. But you never know. It's Mynderse Waterloo.
Well, Kevin, quickly, we've talked about Mynderse living and dying with the threes. When they have been effective with Kerr and Verke, they've been outstanding. They win these games. When they're missing threes, they're in trouble. Yeah,
you know, they live and die with the three. I know last game that they played, Jake Jones had a good game off the bench and to help that out. So they can bring kids in that can score. They're a talented group. The offensive skill set is there. You know, we're going to talk about things like composure and turnovers tonight on both sides. And so we'll focus on those things. And if one of those teams can do a better job of taking care of the ball and making good decisions, that team's clearly going to win this game.
Waterloo easily could have won that first game.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask everyone to please rise, face the closed end of the stadium. Gentlemen, remove your hats.
All right, folks, we're going to come back and begin the second part of our doubleheader after we hear from this great message.
Full measure of devotion. We play the national anthem.
Tonight's live broadcast of high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, trust someone who lives in your community. Old Lions True Value Hardware and Dobbins Pharmacy and Gift Shop in downtown Lyon. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. The Omen Theater, see what's playing in downtown Lyons at omentheater.com. Zimmer's Auto, late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Penny's Place, large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. FingerLakes1.com Incorporated, building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
We're back here at courtside. A picture of Connie's Diner, legendary Connie's Diner. The Mynderse Academy starting five, Liam Kerr getting the nod, obviously, as a starter. Ben Carfola also getting the call.
That's Ben Cuffola.
Cuffola.
We want to listen. We don't want to listen to Chuck Molesky down there. He might screw us up.
That's right.
Number 15, Devin Verkey.
Devin Verkey.
And sophomore forward, number 12.
I see Jake Mean is playing tonight for Mynderse Academy, a JV call.
Yep.
I don't know if that's for the rest of the year. Mike, you know anything about that?
No, I didn't know anything about that. I heard some rumors early, but from watching the JV games, a heck of a player. In from Romulus to Seneca Falls this year. His sister was just in the last
Megan.
game.
Yep. Jake, I've watched play a couple times on JV this year. He's nice forward, good-looking player.
Real hustle, very enthusiastic. He's got a few dunks under his belt in JV, which you don't see very often.
Yeah, Waterloo started.
Waterloo starting Nick Stenberg and Kyle Bailey.
Number 20, Jamin Mateo.
Jamin Mateo coming out as a starter for Coach Jeff Pennick's team.
Senior guard, number 24, Nate Barnes.
Nate Barnes also being introduced.
And junior forward, number 44,
Big Ben. Ben Deming.
Your
Coach
head coach, Mr. Jeff Panic, and the rest of the Indians.
Jeff Panic, of course, the coach of the Waterloo boys team, and of course Nick Ciotti, also the coach of the Mynderse Blue Devils. So Mynderse Academy with a record of 6-2, 10-3 overall. The Waterloo Indians 2-6, 6-7 overall. And on paper, you would think Mynderse has the edge, but again, if they don't hit the threes tonight, they could have some issues if Waterloo plays solid ball.
Well, like Mike said a couple minutes ago, we called this game early in the year as well as the girls' game, and Waterloo just ran out of time. They were down early.
Yeah.
Deming got in some foul trouble and a technical, and
there were key turnover. Key turnover at the end of the game by Stenberg threw the ball right to the Mynderse player. There could have been, I can't remember if it was a tie or for the lead.
He had a shot to take the lead or tie the game.
That too.
And so this game was tight last time. I expect it to be close tonight as long as both teams come out to play and play well.
Deming and Redding with the tip, and Waterloo gets the tip, and we're underway.
But the crowd's gotten pretty big, boys. We watch it grow in, and obviously some more folks here for the boys game, but it's filled right up.
Barnes had the opportunity, didn't take it.
2-3 zone, Minder.
Underneath Deming, lost it, and a foul underneath. Could have got Ruddy. Let's see, they're going to call. No, they're going to call it not on Ruddy. Cuffola.
Yeah, Mynderse playing with a 2-3 zone. Waterloo hasn't really proved that they can shoot it all year long consistently enough, and good move by Coach Ciotti, come out 2-3 zone to try and take Deming's touches away.
I was impressed with Deming when I saw him in Seneca Falls.
Yeah, he's got a great touch.
Inside game,
he's
good
athletic,
touch.
Strong.
Jumps.
Sometimes his head gets the best of him.
Now we have a loose basketball and saved by
Good
Waterloo.
Not a bad possession here. I mean, they're taking some time off, almost a minute off the game clock already, the 2 possessions.
Deming turning, Deming shooting,
There it
Deming
is.
scoring.
Nice shot. It's
Big
a nice
Ben.
turnaround.
Big Ben with a turnaround.
And if Waterloo can be patient all night and force that issue, I really want them to see force that issue and get the ball to Ben. That'll be a big score for them.
There's a little mix-up on what defense they were in.
Bailey was a little lost out there, not really sure what his assignment was.
1-3-1 is what they're in.
Anderson. Kerr. Berkey. Lost it. Waterloo basketball.
And sometimes you come out in the zone against shooters, they don't see it a lot, and they don't know what to do against it. So we'll see how Mynderse adjusts to the zone. Everybody plays Mynderse in a man-to-man. So Waterloo trying to do something different to maybe make them a little uncomfortable.
Shot from Waterloo, no good.
That's
going to MA.
That's exactly the shot you don't want if you're Waterloo. It's a quick shot by Bailey. He's not consistent enough to knock it down on a regular basis.
Here's an inside move by Deming and just a nice pivot.
Kerr way outside. Good it. Hit it. We just mentioned the 3, and he hit his first one, and Mynderse jumps out early, 3-2.
Yeah, we'll see how long Waterloo stays in that zone if Kerr gets that open.
Oh, 3-on-1. Nice play. Leave it for Waterloo. Leave it for Bailey on the bucket off the glass.
It's a great press break. Another quick shot.
Well, Mynderse will do that. They got no problem doing that. If Kerr's open, he's going to fire it. And I wouldn't argue with any of that.
Verke.
Ruddy kept that possession alive.
Anderson cross-courting, shot in the air. Kerr going to be short. Rebound at Cafola.
Good rebound by Cafola.
Anderson now moves to the middle.
It's 2 offensive rebounds. Waterloo's got to do a better job boxing out of those long threes. 3
Ruddy.
Offensive rebounds.
Ruddy, no, but a foul.
A late call.
Got
a foul against the Indians, and it's going to be
Mateo.
called.
That's 3
against
offensive
Mateo.
rebounds and 1 possession for Waterloo, or Seneca Falls. This is Kerr's 3.
At the line for 2, Ben Carfola.
Shot is good. Cafola makes it a 4-4 game.
You know, Mynderse is a big team. You know, you talk about their 3-point shooting all the time, but with Ruddy and Cafola out there, you bring Bachman in. You know, that's some height to deal with, and Waterloo's going to have to contend with those rebounds all night long.
Cafola, a couple nice free throws. MA up by 1, just underway. 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. If you just joined us, Mynderse ladies beat the Waterloo ladies in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Long rebound, Verke leaves it in the backcourt.
And that's the shot I'm talking about. That's a shot that didn't hit anything. And it's 10 seconds into the shot clock for Waterloo.
Alley-oop
Makes
pass.
no sense to me.
Oh, this is a bad throw.
Yeah.
Kerr. He had a better chance hitting somebody from Connie's than that individual. Giveaway by MA, and Waterloo gets it back.
And we got a quick sub here.
Ayers.
Kembe Ayers is in for
Mateo's
Jamie
out.
Mateo, yep.
Mateo's up.
He missed a defensive assignment because Coach Sposado's getting in his ear right now down there, the defensive coordinator for the
Yeah, it
Waterloo
looks like
Indians.
Coach Sposato.
Little rotator cuff. I saw him between games. Little rotator cuff.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm sure he heard it playing basketball.
Got to guard Anderson. He'll knock those down.
Shot not going to go.
Same
Resaved
team.
by Mynderse Academy.
Another offensive rebound for Cafola.
Long one from Kerr. Off short. Rebounded. Back tap
Good
to
tip by
Mynderse.
Cafola.
Verke drives,
Yeah, he
and they're
got
going to get a
fouled.
foul on Barnes, it looks like.
Yeah, Waterloo doing a good job. Mynderse is struggling from the arc, but, they got to start getting those rebounds.
Fouls on number 24, Nate Barnes.
Coming up, by the way, our Finger Lakes East standings, I should point out. Newark 8-0, 10-2 overall. Mynderse Academy 6-2. Shot from way outside, good. Verke.
Yeah, Mynderse, they probably missed 4 or 5, but you got to get out and guard those. Make Mynderse put the ball on the ground.
Shot doesn't go. Rebounded Deming. Shot no. Rebounded Waterloo. Up no. Foul.
Stenberg, good offensive rebound.
But here's Deming. That's his first touch since the 7-minute mark.
Yeah.
And it was on an offensive rebound. That another quick 3 by Ayers. And that's what happens sometimes when you play Mynderse. You get caught up in that 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They shoot a lot. Well, I'm going to shoot mine. As a kid. So you really got to be disciplined against that.
Now, Coach Anderson, I noticed in the interview mentioned this is a tough gym to shoot at. So do you think that it's a little more airy? Did you feel that? Or?
I've never bought into it. We've discussed this in other broadcasts here, and the idea of
Shot is good.
The idea is that backdrop down here on the Waterloo side right now will bother you, kind of like a War Memorial. But I was a shooter, and that's all a mental thing. I think. I mean, sure, there's something to do with that perception and the basket if you're used to seeing it. But I'd love to see some stats to prove me wrong.
Stenberg 1
Good
out of 2.
hustle.
Gets good hustle. Gets his own rebound. Waterloo retains, shoots, and scores. The
Nice
Indians.
shot by Bailey.
Bailey on the bucket. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point margin. MA by 1, 8-7. Anderson in a hurry.
Much different style than the game we just watched, and we always comment on that.
Cafola turning and shooting off a banker will not go. And
Ruddy
we got
over the
bodies.
back.
Ruddy all over the back.
Great box out by Stenberg. You don't get the rebound, but you get Ruddy with a foul there. Tim Imhoff is checked in the game for Waterloo, a freshman call up as well.
His first team third.
So Waterloo going a little bit deeper into the bench early. Haven't seen John Jones yet. He gets a lot of time.
Yep. Barnes gets it knocked away. 2-on-1. Verke leaves for Kerr. Back to Verke. Lays it up. No. Rebound at Waterloo.
That was
What
a
that was.
poorly executed
And he
fast
just kind of
break.
jogs back after that. You make a mistake like that, you got to want to fight and get back into the game.
Yeah.
Be fueled by those mistakes.
Bailing out. Bailey stopping, shooting. No, long. Rebound. Kerr doesn't have the numbers. Doesn't make any difference. Going to be probably called for losing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, kind of forced the issue trying to go into. No, I think he just got his feet tangled. I thought it was a good no call.
Kerr pleading with the official. Good luck on that.
Yeah, I think he's going to warn him now, which is good. I like to see this by the officials. You know, players shouldn't talk to the officials. You know, if you want to talk to them, ask them a question, that's fine. But you know, in a timeout on a foul line, you know, that's okay. You can hear from the captains, and that's about it. Liam is a captain on this team, but
and even though he may be being respectful from him, it's brain space. You should be thinking about basketball.
Yeah, well said.
And you know he's still thinking about it.
Yep.
And really, it was his. You know, he forced the issue on that.
Stenberg, no. Rebound, Waterloo, no. Foul.
That's Cafola's
Could be
second,
Cafola.
Yeah. They sub pretty freely with Deming.
Well, he's not in the best of shape, and that's the situation. He can't. If you watch Waterloo enough, and they leave him in and let him play for 5-6 minutes at a time, he kind of fades away and he makes mental mistakes. You know, so they got to get him in and out, and they got to give him his rest because he's just not in the best of shape. So there goes Cafola. I think that's huge. You know, I love Bachman coming in off the bench, but Cafola, I think there's their strongest forward by far. And if he's going to sit the bench most of this half, you might see Jake Mean come in as the sophomore call-up.
Bailey made a couple of free throws, guys, and we got an 8-8 game. 2:40 remaining, quarter one. Hope you're enjoying the action here on Finger Lakes 1. Glad you could join us around 6, and we're still on the air, and we're going to be on the air for quite a while. As the game just underway. Only 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. Nice move, nice shot, nice bucket. Credit Kerr.
That's a great
and that's a shot you don't see Liam hit very often. He's not an off the dribble shooter. He's a setup shooter for sure. But it was a great move.
Great step back shot. That's a tough shot to make
very
at this
tough.
level. You know, they have the strength to do that.
They got Ruddy on a cheap foul.
Here's that play right there.
Yeah, it goes behind the back and then one dribble step back.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. A little fade
What
away.
I liked about it is he just got back and played defense. There was no nonsense after, and good to see Liam doing that, growing up a little bit.
They're counting on him as a leader out there. It's going to be key the rest of the year.
Aiden Trout just came in from Mynderse Academy.
Yeah, those four forwards for Mynderse will rotate right in and out. All big kids. They all do good things.
Shot by Waterloo, not going to go. That was by Mateo. Hit the back of the iron.
Waterloo still in the 2-3 zone.
Anderson, back to Anderson. Anderson shot, short. Rebound, Waterloo.
Imhoff on that rebound.
They were shadowing Devin Verke on that play in their 2-3 weak side.
Shot does not go. Rebounded Mynderse Academy. Okay, thanks. On a drive. Good defense.
That's good hustle by Mateo.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Liam's got to protect that ball with his left arm when he's going up for that. It's a classic.
Checks out and Deming in now. Waterloo a little bit bigger with Imhoff and Deming both in the game.
Bouncing underneath.
Oh, I thought that was off
I did
Verke.
too. It looked like it from this angle.
Mateo did too.
Barnes is trying to get that call saying, hey, man, you know, I thought that was going the other way.
Brad inbounding, long inbound. Bach. Trout, no. Waterloo rebound. 10-9. Mynderse. Mynderse girls won by 6, 48-42, game number 1 of our doubleheader.
And that finished with some intensity, and now this one's come out with not as much intensity. The crowd's really quiet.
Yeah, it is.
You know, nobody's into it. They were into that last game.
Drop the ball. Waterloo trying to retain possession, and they're going to turn and shoot, and too strong. It's going to still be off MA. It'll be Waterloo basketball. Trout didn't like the call, but
I'm not quite sure why. It obviously went off him.
Yeah, Jake Jones in for Verke.
Yep.
Getting his first minutes of the night. So both teams going to the bench. Both got about 8 deep so far, and 54 seconds left in the first.
Ooh, there's a foul.
Travel.
Oh, I thought he got hit hard.
It can't be a travel because he never had the ball when he went down. He lost the ball in the air, so drum roll on that.
And he got pushed hard. I'm surprised Panic's not.
Anything a no call, but he lost the ball on the way down, so it can't be a travel. It should have just been played on. If he went
it
to
might
the
be one of those
the
plays
ball,
where he blew the whistle and then had to figure out what he was going to call. So
like
travel was the first sign he remembered.
But now Demi, you can see how active he's being now. Off the ball, and he's got to let that call go and just play.
Kerr with the ball inside, drive it in, and a foul.
Foul on Stenberg, I think.
They did. You got Stenberg on the foul, sending Kerr to the line.
That's the one thing Liam's done a great job of this year. We brought it up on other broadcasts. Is he's really attacking off the dribble. And last year he was kind of stationary, didn't dribble too much. Sophomore year didn't dribble too much. And now he's taking the ball to the basket hard and strong and getting some easy ones on the stripe.
Fast moving.
He draws a crowd when he goes down there, and that's why we see him at the line a lot.
Departing is Barnes, coming in Bailey. Waterloo, 30 seconds to go. Fast moving first quarter. 11-9, chance for Mynderse to get up by 3. Kerr with several dribbles. Nice form there. 12-9. Mynderse Academy up by 3. Under 30 seconds to go. Quarter 1 from a nice crowd here in Waterloo tonight for doubleheader action. Nice bounce pass. Deming knocked it home off the glass.
Yeah, silly foul. It's out of control on defense.
Yep.
Anderson really wasn't going anywhere with that.
Just step in front of him, that's all. Here's a nice break. That was a nice pass.
Mateo leaving.
That's his second. So a lot, 5 to 4 is the foul count already early. That's a lot of fouls for first quarter.
Yeah.
10 seconds left here. Mynderse holding for 1.
Yep. Leading by 1. Pass, here's Anderson from outside, short, rebounded, Waterloo, 3 seconds.
Plenty of time left.
Here's Bailey at the buzzer, no.
He could have taken that in 10 more feet.
End of 1, folks, 12-11. Mynderse will come back for more basketball after these messages.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Little tease here in Waterloo, the courthouse, where, by the way, I attend once in a while on Mondays to check out the proceedings. I'm not wearing the orange jumpsuit, though, but I am there as a spectator. And we've played 8 minutes, folks. First quarter is done. Mynderse Academy leading by 1. And by the way, for you viewers that may not know, we keep referring to Ben Deming. That is the younger brother of the legendary all-star Fab Five, Lauren Deming.
Yep.
So there's some good bloodlines in that family for basketball talent. As we get ready for second quarter, here we go. Mynderse up by a single point, 12-11.
And Waterloo starting with a man-to-man.
Carlo shake and bake.
Main is in.
Open at the
Jake
line.
Mean, his first
Jake
varsity
Mean.
shot ever right there.
Not afraid to put it up.
No, but you got to have a little nerves coming in first
yeah.
minutes, and you could tell he was thinking about it a little bit. He'll get that going with a couple bangs and a foul here. And
it's a shot I don't often see him take even on the JV game, though.
So Jake's first varsity shot was a little short.
A little short. Partially blocked, I think.
All right.
And Waterloo going with Ayers for Mateo, who's in foul trouble, but other than that, their starters are in the game.
Bailey now with an open to the lane, and it will be no. What a nice tip in by Deming.
Deming.
And Deming.
Big soft hands.
Oh,
You know?
nice play by the big guy. We just credit his family tree, and he just makes me proud.
And I think he deflected that shot by Jake. If not, he certainly altered.
Travel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got the big guy from Mynderse traveling. Aiden Trout with the travel.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
It's going to be the tip in by Deming.
No, this is the.
Oh no, that's the
yeah,
end
that's
of the
the
quarter.
previous. When they broke the press.
Right.
Ayers was pretty impressive when in the Seneca Falls game.
Yeah, real
I
streaky.
didn't know much about him, but a good ball handler.
Very athletic.
Great form in his shot.
Ayers shot from Barnes, air ball. Deming, count it. I think that's 3 in a row for the big guy.
8 points. 3-point lead for Waterloo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 6 straight for Deming, and that's what he's capable of doing. You know, I think every possession should go through him.
Shot in the air is good
Nice
by
looking
Mynderse
shot.
Academy. That would be Jake Jones. Jake, a sophomore.
It's a good pull-up jump shot. You don't see that a lot, too, especially by a kid in a 10th grade.
Yeah.
So another sophomore out here getting good minutes.
Ayers to Bailey. Here's Deming.
That's out of bounds.
Look how you hit the
backside of it.
Yeah.
Ayers, Bailey, and a travel.
Yeah. But if you can see Deming kind of looking around here, he's tired. You know, he's gassed. Here he comes.
Yeah.
He's coming out of the game.
I noticed that as well.
There's the tip.
Now
That's a great tip.
we're wondering.
Yeah.
Jonathan Jones normally sees a lot of action for Waterloo.
Yeah, he hasn't checked in the game yet. Josh Tavano just checked in. We had him on at halftime of the girls' game.
I think Jones is a starter.
Normally a starter, yes.
So there might be something going on
Maybe
behind
we
the
get our
scenes.
sideline reporter on that one.
Behind the scenes on that.
Shot up by Mynderse, no good. Rebound at Waterloo.
You know, the one thing, too, is you talk about these call-ups and such, and Jake Mean has dominated on the JV level all year long. Like you said, Mike, he's got 2 or 3 dunks under his belt, and he really dominates, and I've watched him. Now he's going to come out tonight, and it's going to be a whole different game.
Sure.
It's a big difference that you can't tell.
College and NFL football.
Every time you go up,
That's
it's a big difference.
Ayers. Bailey
Nice
open.
pass.
Bailey not going to get the
There's
roll.
a rebound.
They're getting good shots.
5.
Waterloo's getting good shots. They're just not dropping.
Well, that's been all year long. They're not a strong shooting team.
Yeah.
But they're here with a 1-point lead. 5 to go. A little out of control.
Basketball. Here's a shot from outside. He will not go by
Good.
Mynderse.
Travel
again.
Good look for Jones there in the 3-point line. Neither team really lighting it up. Both playing hard, physical, but waiting for one of these teams to really knock down a couple shots in a row.
Waterloo now 3 against 1. Got a loose basketball. Get it out to Ayers. Ayers on a nice little 6-footer.
Nice shot.
Good.
With
the
his weak
Kemba
hand.
Ayers.
He's a lefty. That was his right hand. That's a nice finish.
17-14. Waterloo by 3. Turning Verke, shooting,
Nice
swish.
shot.
Devin Verke, bingo.
2-point shot there.
Devin Verke with the basket.
Rapid moving first half from Waterloo.
They're going to make up for all the time that girls game took. I think we started at 8 o'clock. Or, 7:30 was
down
the
low,
scheduled time.
shot doesn't go. Nice try by Waterloo.
That's Josh Tavano.
Tavano.
Yep.
Coming the other way, no, but a foul. And Kerr will be going to the line.
Good look
Foul
up court by Jake Jones.
Foul against Bailey.
I think both coaches would be happy with the tempo here. Here's Ayers with his right-handed shot. I mean, he brings another level of athleticism that nobody else on the court has.
Right.
But, I think Waterloo's got a nice slow one going. Mynderse trying to push it a little bit. Mynderse really going to the bench with Trout, and they've played 5 big guys now.
Lots of substitutions coming in, going out. Yep. Imhoff leaving for Waterloo.
Mynderse going a little bit smaller here. Anderson just checked in for Trout. Looks like they might be pressing. Maine just dropped off the foul line, so let's see if they come out with a little press here on the make after Kerr.
Kerr's at the line, and he hits it too strong. Not going to go. Waterloo rebound. Barnes does not have the numbers. Forces it, gets it to Bailey. Nowhere to go. Tries to keep it alive. Will go inside. 6-footer. No. Too strong. Tipped in. I don't think they might have given it to Bailey.
Yeah, that was mean. You know, Deming will get it, but he was the closest to it, so that's got to go to Deming in an offensive rebound. But that was ticked in by Jake Main. Ooh, yeah, almost got rid of the walk there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Even that was close.
Yeah, it could have won either way.
I think it could have.
Going to get the foul called on.
Ayers called on the foul. His first team.
Ayers on the foul. Kerr, open shot, swish.
Yep. Anderson struggled, missed his first 2 or 3. We get that one to go down.
So Brett Anderson with the bucket and puts Mynderse Academy up by a point, 20-19, under 3:40 to go, first half. Oh, dragging the feet there.
You know, first reaction to dribble is never good against the press. You know, square up first.
Ayers cross-courting Bailey. Bailey goes inside. Bailey, no. Deming crashing the boards.
Count it.
Travel.
It's a power dribble. I don't think that's a travel.
I would agree with that, Kevin.
Yeah, geez, I thought
that was a great play.
You know, he power dribbled, took a step back.
Yeah.
Got a replay on that or not? Another rebound for Deming.
We might have to go to our new telestrator with that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
A wild shot by Bailey.
Wonder.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, panic's in his ear too. You got a pivot foot.
Shot from outside by Mynderse.
Good
no
box
Waterloo
by
rebound.
Stenberg.
Yep. That's Ryan Major into the game. He's their 3-point specialist here for Mynderse.
Error, shake and bake. Throw it up, no. Foul outside.
Use that right hand again on that drive.
Kerr on the foul.
Both teams will be shooting 1-on-1 from all non-shooting fouls at this point out. 3 to go here in the first quarter.
Harold Weber with Mike Alessio and Kevin Korsaneski, along with Jimmy Senecropi, our producer, and the Hunt brothers, Jeremy and Jason, on camera. We hope that you're enjoying the action tonight here on Finger Lakes 1 TV. To the baseline, driving, and a foul.
I don't know where he's getting the push from. They call this on mean?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
1-1.
Kerr.
Fouls on number 11,
Kerr.
Huh, I didn't see him in the play.
his second, team 7.
Jake Mean, I thought that's what they call him. He had a nice clean block from up top. He's got some long arms. Gets off the ground well.
Kerr's talking to that official. So here we go.
Well, he's saying now, why are you calling on me? I wasn't near it.
Yeah.
He's saying, you got called on 30. I wasn't even around. I've never seen this official here working with
Kerr now
discussing. Yeah, now they're switching it, but
are they switching it?
That's how bad the call was. He doesn't even know who was on.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh. Kerr, not the foul. Or
The foul was not on number 11, Kerr.
Jake Mean.
It was on number 30 for Mynderse.
Still a bad call, Mike.
Yeah. Well, okay, we won't be putting these officials in either game on the bus going to the
don't put them in the finals.
To the Bellhurst Shrimp Cocktail for their outstanding effort here tonight so far. It's been a little bit sad on some of the officiating we've seen.
You got to stop talking about food, Harold. I'm
Yeah,
getting real hungry up here. We got Chichinos, one of our sponsors, or Penny's, sent some food up here.
That would be great. By the time they got it here, we'd be out the door.
That's right.
Shot is no. And they'll get another opportunity. That's Stenberg at the line, I believe. You're right. The crowd was going crazy in that first game.
Yeah,
it's sort of like they're
and
on,
that's what I don't like about this gym. You know, there's a big crowd out there, and the crowd's not really into it because it's not been really great play, not great shooting.
Yeah.
But that wall's open. Everything's just kind of drowned out.
Yeah.
It's a terrible atmosphere here. It really is. But, you know, if the game stays like this in the second half, it'll get a little bit more exciting.
Berkey, long one. Yes. Kevin Berkey bangs home a 3.
Devin Berkey with the 3 ball.
That's a big shot. Mynderse with their biggest lead at 3.
Trying to extend that zone out a little bit.
I like the zone by Mynderse, really trying to take, you know, somebody's always around Deming.
Yep, they're trying to watch him. Back to Barnes, shot in the air. It's going to go in and out, off the hands of.
And if I'm Mynderse,
it'll still be Waterloo basketball.
If I'm Mynderse, I'm letting that 3 fly all night long.
Yeah.
You know, that again, he last time didn't hit the rim, and that time it was off the backboard with no arc. Great hustle by Sergeant Kraft on the baseline, former standout athlete for Waterloo as well, Rod Kraft.
There you go.
He can still move in that uniform, kids. You better watch out.
So Waterloo gets a break, retains possession. Deming outside. Deming spotting up and shooting, not going to go. Rebounded by Mean and Mynderse Academy. Stolen back by Bailey. Layup.
And he might have got away with a foul there too.
Mean, if anything, just takes that one out of bounds. You know, he knew he shouldn't pass it there on the rebound, but you know, bad spot to save it. Just take it right out of bounds or throw it out towards half court. He'll learn that as he gets older. Very impressive with his athleticism as well, though.
Major drive, giving it off to Anderson. He misses the shot. Rebound, Waterloo. Indians can take the lead on this going down court style. As Ayers now with left-hand dribble. Almost threw it out of bounds. And almost went over the violation. Nope, saved it. And we got a timeout called by Mr. Jeff Panic. Hey, by the way, folks, around the end of Wayne Finger Lakes League tonight, Pell Max at Wayne, Newark at Geneva, number 8, Penyan at Mid Lakes, Clyde Savannah travels to Sodas, East Rochester visits Lyons, and Marion travels Red Creek, along with North Rose Wolcott, traveling to a school that when I used to do radio versus Finger Lakes 1, my favorite name of a school is Gananda. Love Gananda. Love the name of that school. Going out to Gananda. Seems like they're going out.
Sounds like another country.
Seems like they're going in the middle of forest, never to return. I used to really have a lot of fun with Gananda. But those are the other actions in tonight. By the way, folks, Generations Bank, a great supporter of our broadcast. And we're going to talk about all of our sponsors as time allows during the next couple of quarters here on Finger Lakes 1. Glad you joined us for the night. Been a lot of fun, a lot of good action. Mynderse winning the opener and the ladies by 6, 48-42. This one's a good one. Waterloo could take the lead on the shot is no, short by Deming. Rebound Mean.
Last two shots Deming has had have been fadeaway jump shots.
Yeah.
You know, again, Ben, you're 6'4".
Anderson.
Get the ball in the paint.
Right side Major got the open shot, hit it, Orion Major.
Three. That was a three.
Great find by Anderson to find Ryan with a 3 ball there.
You're right with Ben on those shots, and you know there's good shots and he's got good form, but they're coming up short, and I think it's fatigue. You just don't have that extra oomph.
Yeah, it's a simple game plan for Mynderse, you know, 2-3 zone.
Shot by Barnes, it's going to be an air ball.
Yeah, he hasn't hit anything all. He hasn't even drawn iron except for the one he made and went off the glass.
30 seconds to go to half. At halftime, Kevin Kay will be talking. Here's Berkey handing off the Mean layup. No! He'll go to the line, though. Foul against Deming.
Ryan Anderson burying the 3. That's what he's in there for. You know, that's what his specialty is. And Ryan did a great job at the halftime of the girls' game. He came up and interviewed. Very well-spoken, intelligent individual. We got Bachman checking in, Finger Lakes 1's favorite, Robbie Bachman.
The Bachman.
See if you can get a couple block shots. Jake Jones checking back into the game here.
Mean shot is
his first varsity point.
First varsity point at 25.8 seconds in the second quarter.
Stop the game, get the ball.
Well, Jimmy will be sending him a copy of the tape, I'm sure. That'll be his first point as a varsity player.
I remember my first point as a varsity player.
Do you really?
I was in 6th grade.
Shot is up and good.
One of the few guys to start as 6th grader and not score 1,000 points.
That's
19 seconds to go to halftime. Mynderse extends her lead to 5. Ayers looking for a good shot to end the half.
8 seconds on the clock.
Bailey, 6 seconds. Ayers way out now. Better do something, guys. Lost the basketball. Not well done at all, guys.
That was one of the all-time worst possessions.
Oh, terrible. Coach Panic, Coach Spazzato. Spazzato going for the water.
They made 6 passes back and forth to each other, then kicked the ball off their feet and never got a shot off.
Kevin Korzaneski will be talking to a couple of folks, I'm sure, at halftime. 28-22, Mynderse leading here at half. We'll take a commercial break and come back for more here at a halftime show.
Tonight's live broadcast of high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. Trust someone who lives in your community. Old Lyons True Value Hardware and Dobbins Pharmacy and Gift Shop in downtown Lyons. Red's Place. Great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. The Omen Theater. See what's playing in downtown Lyons at omentheater.com. Jimmer's Auto. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Penny's Place. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. FingerLakes1.com Incorporated. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Wisdom passed on from generation to generation. Welcome to Generations Bank.
I look great for this too.
You both look like a couple of
sweating and I feel gross. I look wonderful.
To find yourself looking at this because you'll see yourself on here.
I'll just look at the scoreboard.
Welcome back to Waterloo High School. We are at halftime of the Mynderse Academy Waterloo boys basketball game with Mynderse with a 5-point lead. I have the privilege tonight of interviewing two senior athletes here from Waterloo and Seneca Falls. On my far left, I have all everything, all sports, hustler, Allie Deal, and to the immediate left, I have the mouth of the North, one of my favorite kids of all time, senior Haley Benjamin. Welcome to the show, girls.
Hi.
How are you? Haley, I'm going to have you pull your mic up just a little bit. Awesome, right there, perfect. And don't be afraid, we all know you're loud watching at home, so don't be afraid to speak up. Girls, you guys just gave us a great game. We were just talking about the intensity of it. The crowd was into it. Just a backyard brawl. It got physical. Allie, we're going to start with you, but what were your thoughts on the win tonight?
Well, the first half in the locker room, we knew we played really, really bad. And then it got really physical, so our coach kept calling timeouts to make sure we were all sane because he didn't want us to do something stupid and get thrown out. But overall, he was happy with us because even though we didn't do what we were supposed to all the time, we were able to still get through it and pull off the win. And he was proud that we didn't give up after halftime.
Yeah, it was good to see you guys keep fighting, even though Waterloo kept you down. They kept you down. And on the other end, Haley, I thought you guys, you've struggled somewhat this year and you've lost games by a lot, but I thought the game plan Coach Gerslin had, and you guys executed it in the box zone and the 2-3 zone. What were your thoughts on the losing end of it?
We did a lot better than we did last game against them, and we did our job. We shut down Cassidy and try to keep them, limit their points. We did give up on ourselves at the end of the game.
Yeah, and we
talked
about that, and we said, Mynderse has a little bit better record. They've won some more games, and you guys haven't won as many games, and could you close out at the end of the game and hold on to that lead? And you guys kind of got a little nervous, and we're used to being in that position. Yeah, and you let it get to you, and that happens, and that's normal. But overall, for Water, I know Mynderse, you guys got the win, but a whole different. Last time you guys lost by 20, you came out tonight and almost won. So I thought your effort was there.
A lot better. That's one of our best games we've played all season, believe it or not. So
I believe it. I've seen
we're
it.
Improving,
and you are improving. It's a good time of the year to improve, and a couple baskets here or there, and Mynderse loses that game. So well played games by both teams. Both of you guys played great. Haley, you used all your fouls, so don't leave any left behind, right?
I was not happy about that.
That was the earliest foul out I've seen all year long. Not in my life or anything, but it was about 4 or 5 minutes ago when you exited the game. You were laughing though.
I was mad. But
you knew you fouled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew you kind of committed that foul.
Coach didn't even know. He was like, how many fouls do you have? I was like, 5. He was like, oh, can you have one more? I was like,
no, you can't pick on your coach on
wish,
there.
but
Yeah, I bet he wished you could have one more. All right, Cassie, we're going to get a little bit serious and ask you. Oh, my God, I called you Cassie. Ellie, thanks for the look. Listen, at least I call your sister's name. I could have called you Gabby. Then you really got mad at me. Sorry, Ellie, about that. But we are going to ask you about your biggest influence in your sports career. Because, Ellie, tonight we're talking about basketball. Both you guys are multi-sport athletes. And, Ellie, you dominate on the soccer field, and you dominate the basketball, and you're a great softball player. Tell us who you want to thank for all these hours that they've helped you out with.
Well, definitely my mother, because she did all of it when she was in high school. So she kind of helps me the most, even if when she tries to talk to me, I zone her out because she does annoy me a lot.
That's what us parents do best.
Yeah, but definitely Aunt Lisa's always done stuff for me for soccer-wise, because she would always make me go to like their practices and stuff, like the boys' practice when I didn't have practice, or like the summer she would make me go and shoot and stuff with her. So definitely her for soccer. And then for softball, just kind of my mom, my Aunt Jackie, anyone in my family.
You got a lot of athletic people in your family that you lean on, and that's good that those guys help you out, and you thanked all of them. We're going to ask Kaylee the same question and see what she says.
The biggest influence I've had is my grandma. She passed away in my freshman year, but every game I play, either softball or basketball, is for her. And when I get down on myself, I think of her because she wouldn't want me to get down on myself. And my mom has been my biggest supporter. My dad, he's been there for me a lot.
Yep.
Definitely my grandma, because she's always like in my mind and
kind of your
me.
inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, she helped you out as a kid, and now that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
One last question, then we got to get out of here because we got to start the second half. But I want your Super Bowl predictions. What do you think? Now let's skip the Super Bowl. Who do you think's going to win this game right here, Allie?
I don't know. It depends.
Wow.
They're both playing pretty
They're
good.
both playing really well, and it depends on if people get down on themselves. Like, I know if they don't shoot well, they're going to get down, and like Ben Deming's dominating in the paint right now. Yeah. So if they can find a way to stop him,
they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Haley, Waterloo and Mynderse. Come on.
I think Waterloo could, but
Waterloo
I agree with what she said. You know, and if they try to limit Ben's fouls, and because he likes to foul.
He does. He's like you.
I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, it's pretty close.
It's going to come down to it, I feel like.
Like last game they had, so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great half.
I really don't know. I want Waterloo, but.
Hey, you got to root for Waterloo. And as Allie wants Mynderse, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Girls, you did a great job. We appreciate you coming on. We'll watch you down sectionals, and you know, as you guys finish up the season, no facial expressions. Come on now. He's going to watch it. You're going to get a text tonight, I'm sure. But good luck to you guys both. Great watching you over these years. Good luck in softball for both of you. I'm sure you'll have a great games with softball too. So thanks, girls, and we're going to bring you a second half action back here in 1 minute.
Thanks.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Like us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
We're underway, ladies and gentlemen, as we present you the third quarter. Deming on a drive, and he's going to get a foul. Just underway as Deming finally smiling, knowing he got hacked going up. As the arithmetic has Mynderse with a 6-point lead. But the big guy, Ben Deming, will be at the line, and good job on interviews, Kevin. As usual, you're going to be referred to as the Larry King of Finger Lakes One, the interview master. Okay.
Now we had the Jones question, Mike. He hasn't played all game. I don't know if maybe he's hurt. And Mateo now not out in the starting lineup for Waterloo too. He may have gotten hurt at some point in the second quarter. So Waterloo a little short-handed.
I couldn't uncover anything at halftime.
Did you go out and do some research?
I did do some research.
Deming missed both free throws. Going to get over and back, yeah. He misses the 2 free throws, and in his eagerness to get the rebound, went over the back, and that was the obvious variety. Speaking of Sectional 5 seedings, Mynderse Academy, of course, ranked number 1 in Class C1 as we come into tonight's action. Waterloo in Class B1, 6th, as MA now works the ball. Nice move, Anderson, and a foul, late call.
Yeah. I think that would have been a good no call.
Yeah, he's made a couple of those late calls tonight, and not really sure why he called that. Anderson a little bit out of control. And but he's going to the foul line for 2 here.
I believe they got Deming on that foul.
Deming on the overback. That one was on Barnes.
Yeah. Barnes, okay, Barnes.
Both with 2 fouls.
Gotcha.
So, you know, that's something the girls came up. They both said that if Deming could stay out of foul trouble, Waterloo can make this a game. And Allie Deal says, hey, the boys live and die with a 3.
Anderson missed the first. He misses the second. Rebound, Waterloo, Bailey.
Cold rims tonight from the line.
Here's the bomb from way outside by Waterloo. No, rebounded by MA. Anderson.
Oh,
over the back again. Got away with that one.
That's got to be a bounce pass in there by Kerr. I like that they're going to Cafola. You know, take it right at Deming.
Dikembe down below. Shot blocked by Mynderse. Stenberg tried to knock it home. Did not get it shot. Bailey goes inside. Won't shoot it. Now he does shoot it. Count it.
Yeah, they left him open.
28-24. MA by 4.
Waterloo back in the, they've been in basically man-to-man since that early in the first quarter when they tried that zone. Just too many open looks for Mynderse guards in that zone.
Verke now turning and shooting, and it's going to be somewhat of an air ball, partially blocked.
Yeah, it's forced shot there by Verke.
Yeah.
Ayers coming down, a little 6-footer, no. Rebound, Stenberg, no. Mynderse rebound.
So now Liam will take it.
Kerr gets a stolen 1 against 1 if Bailey hurries. Now Bailey's got a 2 against 3 and decides to bring it back out.
Yeah, good decision by Bailey there. He sometimes
decision.
doesn't make the best decisions, and not to force it. You know, on the opposite end, Kerr kind of forced that, and you know, Bailey doing the right thing of pulling it out.
Oh,
he's got an illegal
screen. Going to get Stenberg on the call.
You know, I think this guy ought to join that girls committee, or girls officiating crew we just had.
Yeah, I didn't see much wrong with that.
Yeah, it wasn't even a hard pick.
Hey, we're cruel up here, aren't we?
It's a lot easier up here, isn't it, Doc?
Yeah, it sure is.
Trying to run Kerr off a double screen down there. Here's Cafola.
Cafola down low, turning Cafola, and it will not go, but the big guy, Deming on the foul. And he looks like he's semi-gassed.
He's leaning into him, though. You know, instead of just staying straight up and stationary, he's going straight up and really putting a lot of pressure on him. And
the beginning of the move, he was fine, but as he went closer to the baseline, he just leaned into him and right over the top.
And as a big guy that plays as many minutes as Ben does, and you know, he's been on varsity now for a couple of years, he's got to know that he can't do that. You know, these kids from Waterloo make the same mistakes, you know, night in and night out, and they just don't seem to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Boy, Deming, he does look tired.
Yeah, 3 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah.
He's gassed. You know, that's a telltale sign that you're not doing enough to condition yourself.
Yep. Shot is up and good. 2 from Cafola.
Yeah, Cafola taking it right at him. Now Deming's out tired and with 3 fouls. And really, with Waterloo, when Deming's not in the game, I don't know where you turn to offensively.
Mm-hmm. Bailey now stopping and popping. Yes.
There you go.
It's a nice drive. Bailey has a nice touch.
He does. Anderson in a hurry. Throws it up and hits it. Little 8-footer inside the lane.
Travel.
Yep, dragged his pivot. Good step through by Stenberg.
Stenberg now to the hoop. Stenberg, no. Mynderse rebound.
Smart play by Devin.
Okay, Anderson feeling it, calling for the pick and roll.
Anderson. Kerr. Right side going all the way down to the baseline. Lost it. Did he lose it out of bounds? No, it'll still be MA ball. And with this open gymnasium, might take an hour to get the basketball. All right, here he comes.
There's your Upstate Hoops power rankings there with Newark Reds.
Newark
still
Reds.
with a firm grip on the top. My favorite Naples green, I got the Noah Gorton beard going still. I don't know anybody watched that Naples game. I said, I'm not shaving until Naples loses. And in honor of Noah, the great Noah Gorton out of Naples. So
shot by Anderson, no.
That beard can come off next week because they play Dundee.
4.5 to remain in third quarter. Barnes open shot. Barnes air ball. Had a tough night so far tonight shooting. Bailey driving, shooting, and not hitting. Rebound. Nice move by Cafola. Coming out.
You know, they haven't been on the floor together, but I'd really like to see Jake Mean and Cafola on the floor together at the same time for Mynderse. Very athletic, long kids that do a good job rebounding.
Long rebound.
I'd like to see Ayers take this, coach.
Ayers, one against one. Excuse me. And a foul in the backcourt. They got Bailey on the foul.
Ayers did a nice job of getting up court, but he just had a poor angle to come back with his left hand, his strong hand. But
Mynderse in a little bit of control. Here you go. As I speak, we got Maine and Cafola coming out, and I think these two could be formidable inside and on, especially on the glass. You know, Maine, a great athlete. He was the leading rebounder at the half for Mynderse.
Kevin Kay, psychic by part-time.
And Coach Sayati, he might maybe trying different combinations, getting himself prepared
for sectionals,
for the postseason.
Here's Cafola. Anderson looking at an opportunity, did not take it. Long pass, Cafola. And we might get a foul underneath.
Yep, and Waterloo been whistled for 6 fouls this quarter, and not one.
There's Jonathan Jones.
Well, he's not hurt.
Long pass in. Kerr's
I have to assume it would be some disciplinary issue for a half.
No. They're going to get a foul.
Picking up his
Cafola,
third.
Yep.
Foul number 24,
Well, I think, hey, the good thing is for Seattle, he's got the bench set. You know, Cafola gets in foul trouble. He can go with Bachman. He's got Ruddy down there. He's got Trout. He's got Jake Jones. Ryan Major hit a 3 at the end of the first half, so he's pretty deep. And the JV program, Mike, for Mynderse is undefeated right now. And
with
got
a lot of freshmen,
yeah,
too.
they've got a lot of freshmen. So
Coach Scott Johnson.
The future is bright for the Blue Devils.
They played together a long time.
Yeah, and you got, the sophomores on the varsity team, there's 5 of them. 4 of them out there right now. You got the lone senior and Kerher out there. Mean, Anderson, Jake Jones, and Devin Verkey are all sophomores. So you got 4 sophomores on the floor right now in a big game. Technical foul. Somebody's running their mouth.
Jonathan Jones.
Oh.
He just came in the game.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he doesn't play a lot.
Technical foul, number 23, John Jones.
Got the old technical foul.
I didn't really see what happened.
I think he was complaining about a previous play.
But, hey, I think that's about the 7th or 8th technical foul on Waterloo this year. And, if that's not a telltale sign of your problems, I don't know what is.
Well, with 3:07 remaining in the third quarter, the score 32-26 Mynderse Academy. And, of course, Berkey will be at the line, and he will miss the first free throw.
It's always tough, that first free throw, and nobody else is on the line with you. But Coach Panic takes Jonathan Jones, put him right back on the bench, and says, you're going to do stuff like that, we're not going to put you in the game.
Yeah,
it's a 6-point game. You have to know when to keep your mouth shut.
Why? You need to just keep your mouth shut, at the high school level.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any talking to the officials. This isn't the NBA. They're not going to sit there and listen to you. You let the coach talk, and you don't talk to the officials.
No.
Yeah, sure, if you want to talk to them politely and nicely, but keep your mouth shut and play the game.
Berkey 1 out of 2. 7-point MA lead, and they will have possession of the basketball. So that obviously is a tough call if you're pulling for Waterloo, because now they get the point and a chance to add on. Over and back, Stenberg.
I think they get that call a lot more if they use the entry bounce pass. You throw it in there and lob, it's easy to get a hand on, but you bounce it in and they try to go over, you're going to see that call a lot more.
Yep.
Stenberg on the foul, and Mynderse Academy goes back to the line. Jake Mean at the line. Jake, first varsity experience tonight. Shot is up and good.
Got a nice touch again, Mike.
Yep.
You know, this kid shows a lot of promise.
And this will be a big step for him once you get one game under your belt and some minutes.
Shot is up and good. Swish.
Well, this game getting away from Waterloo, I want
Yep.
to see if Coach Panic, gets a timeout. He's got 5 of them left. To talk to the kids, try to fire them up a little bit because they're letting this game slip right away.
Ayers from the corner, no. Easy rebound, Mynderse. Out in
And
a hurry to
then you
Kerr, ahead of the pack. Kerr to the bucket, Kerr to layup.
Yeah.
And now it's 37-26, and I'm not sure Coach Panic is ready to panic. But
he's going back with Deming. There you go.
we have a timeout. You just called it. Hey, by the way, folks, these broadcasts are a podcast for all of these games this season. They're brought to you by some great folks. How about Finger Lakes Partners, insurance for your life, home, auto, and future? Trust someone who lives in your community with offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor. Visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Check out their full inventory at jimmersauto.com. Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage, supporting local high school athletes for over 4 decades. And I am getting kind of hungry. Red's Place, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Awesome daily specials, soup and the best sandwiches in town. Visit menshalloffame.com for the full menu. And that is not to be confused with the Women's Hall of Fame. By the way, folks, our broadcasts are brought to you by Thompson Health Urgent Care Center in Farmington. Provides acute illness and injury care in a welcoming environment with doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants whose goal is to get you treated promptly and courteously so you can get back to enjoying your life. Learn more at thompsonhealth.com. By the way, on my show Monday morning, Weber, this week at 9:30 to 10 a.m., we try to bring in different walks of life. The Cosentinos, Kelly and Joe Cosentino, owners of Blossoms by Cosentino Florist Shop, will be my special guests this coming Monday. So I hope that you'll join us and check out a little up close and personal look at the Cosentinos. And then next week, for you folks that know Doris Wolf, a giver in many charities and organizations, she'll be my guest. She is outstanding in giving up her time. So Doris Wolf will be my guest a week from Monday. Shot in the air, and it's not going to go by Waterloo, and all of a sudden they are matching the weather. Ice cold, and they're looking at an 11-point deficit with 2 minutes to go in quarter 3.
Well, I haven't seen Mateo hit a 3 all year, and right out of the timeout, he takes a quick one.
Here's the bomb from way outside by Kerr, and he missed it.
It's not a great shot either, with a
guy right in his face.
And an 11-point lead. You just, easy to chip away at some time.
Shot from the corner does not go. Stenberg had it halfway down, and he came back out.
Well, Mynderse is doing a great job of controlling the defensive glass. They're getting limited in one shot. They're doing a good job of boxing Deming out. And now they're pulling Deming away from the basketball here with a pick and roll. I like that.
Illegal pick.
We're loving the illegal screen tonight.
Illegal screen again, yep.
But Waterloo just has no energy.
No.
I think I don't think they care if they're down 11, they're down 40, or they're up 10. They just, they're just out there kind of playing basketball. No big deal.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, Kevin, you're spot on about the crowd. It is so quiet here. It's amazing. Nobody is yelling.
And it's a big crowd.
Screaming or anybody else. Saved by Mynderse. Good play. For as many people here, you would think they'd get a little excited.
Yeah, I tell you, I coached when this gym opened, and
shot from way outside.
Jake Jones, that could be a dagger right there.
That could be a dagger.
But Waterloo, no
Jake
urgency.
Jones hammers it from way outside, and it's 40-26.
Mynderse just really taking it to Waterloo this quarter with just no response out of Waterloo. No gut check, no fire in their belly.
Nice pass,
Ooh,
Ayers,
nice
and he missed the shot, Deming. Nice pass by Ayers to Deming, and he missed the chippy.
But we opened this place standing room only against Geneva, and it was back and forth. They hit a shot at the buzzer and beat us by 1, and even then it just didn't. There was no vibe. No
shot
atmosphere.
underneath by Mean is not going to go. Hustling though, keeping it alive. Out to Verke, open shot, good.
Mynderse just wants it more. That's all.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Wow, 43-26. All of a sudden it's a blowout. It was like 3 or 4 points, seemed like about 6 minutes ago.
Yep, and Mynderse just out rebounding them, out playing them, out shooting them.
Stenberg looking for a shot, throws it away.
Sure, Coach. Well, here's that.
That's a great
Devin
find by
Berkey's
Jake Green off the rebound.
He's hot tonight.
8 seconds, and Anderson's got to move. Here's a shot from Kerr. No. And the quarter will come to an end.
No shot.
Close game for quite a while. All of a sudden, we're looking at a 17-point differential. Mynderse takes control, 43-26. We'll come back with the fourth quarter after this.
Find the partner you've been looking for. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Jimmy's killing us, showing us all these eateries during the breaks, and I could eat a cow right now. I'm a little starving. We got 1 quarter to go, folks, and all of a sudden we got a Mynderse Academy romp on our hands. 43-26, they're leading by 17. Outstanding third quarter. And Indians have got to dig down deep to bring this back to respectability, or they're going to find themselves in the unforgivable phrase of good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Yeah, I think it was a 17-4 quarter by Mynderse. Mynderse came out of the locker room. Waterloo never did.
Nice pass back to Mean, score it. And credit Kerr with nice speed.
Kerr's got 4 assists on the night. I have
Beautiful.
one officially, and he's making some nice passes out there, creating for his teammates. Yeah, that's a good call. They're calling it on both ends, down there. Start putting your hands on the back. Here's a
nice play.
Yep, penetration and good bounce pass.
And a good roll.
Yep. And the thing I like about that, it's not a home run play. It's just a single, It's routine, nothing fancy, nothing no look. Just penetrate, bounce pass, easy layup.
Inbounding errors. Waterloo need to make some threes and make some points in a hurry. We got a foul.
Yep.
Yes,
and
count
one.
it. And one. Verke on the foul and to get a chance for a 3.
That good take by Bailey, got Verke off his feet and finished.
Nate Barnes coming into the action for Waterloo. Departing is Mateo.
Well, I'm sure Coach Panic is telling them that they came back once down big on this team. Probably started a run with a little more time left in this, but
a lot more energy last time, though, Mike. I know that's what he's probably telling them, but I'm sitting here with 7.5 minutes to go. I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah.
Bailey with a completion of 3-point play. Little pressure being applied by the Indians. Anderson to the hoop. Give it away to Mean and a foul. Excuse me, they're going to catch the Indian on the foul, and that would be Waterloo's Tim Imhoff on that personal foul.
Yeah, it's a nice way to break the press, and the ball didn't hit the ground, so Anderson caught it about the top of the key. And I'd like to see Anderson just get a little bit wider on that to really spread out the defender before he gave it up to Mean.
And draw him towards him.
Mean misses the free throw. Special night for this young man, his first varsity experience. First game out as a varsity player. Looks like a cool dude, though. Shot is good.
Yeah. Romulus really misses him.
I bet.
Yeah.
He'd score 40 for them tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to.
Driving Bailey.
I
like
strong.
this kid, too. Yeah. This kid's had a heck of a game, Bailey.
He has.
How many got Bailey for, Mike? Any idea?
I've got him for 17.
17, yeah.
Yeah, half
Waterloo
the points.
applying pressure.
17 for Bailey. It's a quiet 17. That's good. Good for him.
Berkey trying to throw it underneath, and Mean will not be able to save it. It'll go back to the Indians.
Mean has some athleticism for his size. You know, he's quick off his feet. Forced there a little bit by Devin Berkey.
By the way, upcoming schedule, it's funny, Joe, I was just going to mention that, and Mynderse is going to be playing on next Tuesday.
This is a tough
at
schedule.
Penn Yan.
I mean, I don't know how this worked out, but look at that. At Penn Yan, at Mid Lakes, at Wayne. They finished with 4 games on the road, and they got to go at somewhere next game. I don't even know if that's on there, but 4 or 5 away games against tough league opponents. So Mynderse is really going to be tested before sectionals.
Mean inside. Foul.
Yeah, good find by Berkey.
Nate Barnes can't believe it. Excuse me. Barnes.
Number 24, Nate Barnes, his third.
In that Newark game, they might wish was away.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
With another team playing Newark.
You know, if you can't get up for that game, though, Mike, you know, Newark's good. Best team in the league. But, man, I'd love to have them penciled in last night of the game, a home game, senior night. Try and knock them off, be the only team in the league to beat them. So, we'll see how that turns out.
I would agree with you, but I don't know if they believe they could beat them. They should, and I think given the right set of circumstances, they could.
Yeah.
But after the last showing, and I think the way they gave up, I just don't think they can.
Yeah, I watched that whole game the last time they played. It was competitive for a few minutes, and then it just opened up, and good night. 6:20 remaining in this one, folks. 46-33. Driving Ayers loses it. Saved by Ayers. Shot from way outside, doesn't go.
Yeah.
Rebound, Mynderse.
No confidence in their shots.
Yeah.
You know, I watched Waterloo play their opening game, one of their first few games against Penn Yan. Penn Yan played them in a 2-3 zone. I said, this is what they're going to see all year, and here we are, you know, 13
Cafola
games later.
with the rebound. Nice pass to Mean. Cafola with a beautiful pass to Mean.
And nothing's changed too much for Waterloo.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he hasn't touched the ball, and
no.
I don't even know if he's touched it this half.
Here's Bailey. Not going to go. Rebound, Waterloo. Head fake, nope. Head fake, nope. Foul. They got Mean on the foul.
His third.
A lot of shocked players out there every time the whistle blows.
Yeah.
They can't believe the foul call. I didn't foul anybody.
I know.
Here's that beautiful pass by Cafola to Jake.
Yep.
Coming down the stretch for Mynderse, I think they found a pleasant surprise in Jake Mean here, and I would imagine he would be a permanent call-up.
He banked it home.
But, you know, it's a good find for him, and I think as he grows a little bit and matures down the stretch, he's going to play a pivotal role in sectionals.
Jamin Mateo with one. Got a chance for another one. Waterloo trailing by 14. Make it 14. Missed the second. Berkey's rebound. Devin. Terror outside. Gonna go. No goal. Rebounded. Ayers. 5-minute mark. Last quarter.
Ooh, nice move.
Nice move. What a move.
Move of the game.
Ayers with a beauty. A little Walt Frazier move on that one. Beautiful play. Berkey now taking some air out of the ball and taking some time off the clock.
I'd like to see Mynderse use a little clock here. You know, they got a nice 12-point lead.
Down low to Cafola. Mean looked over. Saved by Kerr. Posting now down low. Mean. Here's shot from way out. Berkey, no.
Mean keeping it alive.
Yeah,
got to get a body on him.
Kid's a hustler.
He's a quick jumper.
Yeah, and it's a great possession. Mynderse took it down to about 8 when Berkey took the first shot. Oh, he just got ripped.
Got out 1 against 2, and Mateo probably will slow it down. No, he won't. He'll go in, and he will not hit it. Rebound, Mynderse. As now the Blue Devils should take some clock time off.
Yeah, I think Mynderse is being smart with it. I know Kerr got it taken away from him, but they were being patient, really working the clock with this lead, and that's what you got to do is learn how to win these.
Down low to Mean. Cafola left side. Cafola 7-footer, no. Waterloo rebound. That'd be Tavano. Shot Bailey. No. It'll be M.A. Ball. This game was competitive for a while, folks, and now we're looking, it's still 12 points. It's still gettable, but they're going to need some miracles and some great shots.
Yeah, that would have been a nice 3 there. Wide open shot.
Yeah, that would have at least got him excited and maybe in a fighting chance.
By the way, folks and guys, Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of our patients through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances in the orthodontic industry, including Invisalign and Excellident. Visit them online at littlejohnortho.com. Thanks for those great people, and Penny's Place as well. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from hamburgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. Want a great meal while pitching a penny? Or make that pinching a penny? Come to Penny's Place, and the dog is usually there 2 or 3 days a week. I think I had cereal there the other day. It was really good. Haven't done Cheerios in a while. That was kind of good. Coming up at a 3.5-minute mark of the fourth and final quarter. Mynderse' game to lose as they're comfortably ahead by 12. Mean got called for steps. He head faked and his foot moved.
And that's what Varsity, you can get away with that stuff on JV, but that's what the Varsity experience is going to have to get over the next few weeks, is you got a 12-point lead. If you can hit that foul line jump shot, go ahead, but there's no reason to force that and take that ball in with 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
Mateo Nares playing catch. Bailey, who's been very outstanding in my opinion tonight for Waterloo. Deming wants the basketball. Here's Ayers. Ayers will not hit. Rebound. Anderson. Loose basketball. Would have got a jump ball.
Good hustle play.
Possession arrow. As the Indians will retain possession. Once again, folks, the next podcast, Tuesday night, a classic battle. Red Creek comes to Lion. Should be a real barn burner. We'll have it for you with our broadcast team on site next Tuesday night, February 3rd, from the Atwood Gymnasium. I had a chance to watch that game that you guys broadcast that Jimmy was in charge of. That was one of the best games I'd ever seen on Finger Lakes 1. The atmosphere, the arena, was phenomenal. Nice try. They inbounded it to the likes of Ben Deming, who tried to bank it home.
That might be 4 on Jake.
Yeah, that's the one thing. He's not going to be able to give him a lot of minutes. And every time they've called a foul on him, he's got his hands in his air like.
Well, he's that way on JV, too.
Well, he's got to learn just to keep play. He's not going to make any friends with the stripes, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is his 4.
He might foul out his
first game.
I tell you, I don't say this too often, but after sitting here through both these games tonight, I think I enjoyed the girls' game better.
Yeah.
You know, there was a little bit more intensity.
Yeah, there really was.
Crowd into it.
Yeah,
they got into
this
it.
Has been a sleeper. You know, and the score hasn't been really out of control.
Yeah.
There's just no energy.
Gafola with the rebound, Mynderse possession. Under 3 to go.
Oh.
Dangerous pass, got away with it. To the hoop.
Oh.
And a pass and a hack, and we might have had something as the Kara got hit across the.
Yeah, Barnes slapped, reached in and got him across the face.
24, Nate Barnes with the foul.
I was waiting for the arms to go up after that one.
Oh, yeah, we have a little blood situation here, looks like. They're sending somebody over to get something, so I assume.
Stenberg.
The sheriff.
There must be a little something working there, a little blood action on the hand. Yeah, I got to admit.
Here's Waterloo's schedule.
Oh,
they got to go
Waterloo.
at Wayne, or at Newark, home against Wayne. That's not
At
easy
Geneva,
either.
which we'll have. Then they go to Midlakes.
Midlakes is playing better.
Yep.
It seems. Palmyra.
Then they play Pelmac at home, and then they got the sectional play beginning. So,
finalizing things as the season comes down to an end, and Waterloo it's got some work to do still.
it appears that we have the Stenberg taken care of. If you missed the first game tonight, the Mynderse Academy girls beat the Waterloo girls 48-42. A game that saw Waterloo jump out to an 8 or 9 point lead. Then Mynderse put on a spurt and hung on to win by 6 in that opening game of our doubleheader. Free throw was up and no good.
Jana Mateo re-enters for Waterloo.
As Mateo now swaps with likes of Nate Barn. They've been doing it all night. At the end of the game, Kevin will have a quick conversation with a guest, and then we'll wrap this baby up. From Waterloo. Ayers open shot. Swish. Dikembe.
Great form.
49-40. There's still time.
30-second timeout.
Yeah, it's only cut it to 9. You know, I think everybody's kind of falling asleep here in the gym, but if Waterloo can get a stop and another score, we got a ball game.
Yeah.
Our good friends who sponsor a lot for Finger Lakes 1, good friends of ours, Bob and Leslie Ullman, the Ullman Theater. Next time you head out to see a movie, make it at the Ullman Theater in downtown Lyons. You'll love relaxing in the modern, renovated theater that has the old-fashioned charm and character of the original house. First opened in 1915. See what's playing this week at ullmantheater.com, and I'm not a movie reviewer. I can't make predictions on sports, let alone trying to pick movies, but I will give you a must-see. The Sniper, baby, American Sniper. Phenomenal movie. Phenomenal movie. Bradley, oh, awesome movie. I was on the edge the whole thing. American.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. It's a good watch.
Awesome.
Ooh, they almost got that steal.
Awesome movie.
Yeah, I looked, thought they might have gotten that call.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's definitely a tearjerker in certain parts of it, but it's really a phenomenal movie. As now the Indians put some pressure on. There's a bad pass.
Nice play by Berkey.
Yeah, it was a great tip.
Ball to Jones now.
That's a great basketball sense right there.
Mynderse play stay away as they try to eat some clock, as the Indians now are desperate to get it back down by 9.
A lot of lackadaisical passes by Mynderse.
Yeah.
They got to put something on these passes they're making.
Berkey driving it to the hoop. Berkey, no, but a foul. They might have got Bailey on the foul. He's complaining a little bit. Let's see. They did. Kyle Bailey.
I'm not sure about a travel, but I didn't really see a foul on that one. It's great camera work by Jason Hunter.
Oh, that was great stuff, yeah. Coach Bannock cannot believe it. Assistant coach Joe Sposato has been coaching for 71 years. Still doing his thing. Shot is in the air and good.
Yeah, Berkey will kill you on the line. So, you know, that's what they do at the end of the possessions, end of the games. They put the ball in his hands, and he's really long, got a quick first step, and got a great touch on the foul line.
Kevin and Mike, you guys remember the old days when I was doing radio, but one of my classic visits was coming to Waterloo and watching Joe Sposato with his little towel that he would walk up and down the sideline and scream.
Yeah, he had a few nicknames, Little General.
Joe.
That was another one.
My broadcast partner, Jack DiPolito, gave him that nickname. One of my broadcast partners, along with Dave Barnick, when we used to cover the sports trail.
Yeah.
Mike, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Dave Barnick and Jack DiPolito. Jack gave him the Little General, and his mother was not a happy camper. I'll never forget that one. Of course, Jack never changed it from calling him that.
No.
Ayers head faking. Waterloo needs a couple of buckets in a hurry, and they don't get the roll. M.A. rebound. Nice bounce pass to Berkey. Down to Cafola. Layup. What a play.
He's lucky he snuck that pass through.
Yeah,
I probably
risky
would have
pass.
advised pulling up on that and taking some time off the clock.
I agree, Mike.
Knocked away. Here's Kerr.
Let's see
on
what
the
Liam
steal.
does, just like that.
Take it back.
Keep
No,
it
I
out of the
wouldn't-
corner.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick it up there, but
withdrawing it like that, yeah.
To me.
he did half good. Now, Jake
Gets
does
a-
the thing
yep.
I tell my kids in 6th grade exactly not to do. Keep the ball up in the air.
Ball. Bodies flying. Jump ball.
That's some good hustle by Devin there. You don't see him get on the ground a lot and do that. So good job by Devin getting that tie up. Looks like Waterloo's emptying the bench here with about 90 seconds to go, a minute 27. Ben Perro, Jake Andrews coming into the game. They haven't seen any action tonight. You got Tavano out there, and Ayers is coming out. Ayers, I thought, played a pretty good game for Waterloo.
I believe one of the Mynderse coaches was getting a little upset with that call when Berkey went sprawling, and the official went over and warned Nick Ciatti to tame him down. A minute 20 remaining in this one. Mynderse up by 13 and has the ball.
You know, Coach Panic get some kids some playing time, see if Mynderse does the same thing. I think Coach panicked. You haven't had scored 13 and a quarter. You're not going to score in the last minute of the game, so probably a smart move.
Jones. Kerr playing catch. Driving across the lane. Give
What
it
a
off.
possession. Oh.
Too much speed and too much distance on that ball.
Great
Under
possession, though, with a minute to go.
Yeah, it was a good possession.
Took
Of
it
course,
down right
I
to
think you
5
hit it on
seconds.
the head. Just
Dale
not very,
layup underneath for Waterloo.
it's not very energetic on the
Credit
Waterloo
for
end.
Tavano.
No.
Well, I think that, I hate to say it, and I'm never critical of crowds, but this crowd has not really been energetic.
No, the crowds.
For being a home game, it's very
Guys,
True,
I've
but
said
you
it
got to
once,
give them
but-
something
right.
too,
Yeah,
you know.
Well,
true. In the girls' game, they made the crowd energetic.
Yeah.
You know, they played hard, they played physical, they played with some excitement, and the boys just haven't done it.
I know.
And you know, I know the gym doesn't help, but they got to find it themselves.
We got
Mynderse has made some subs in here. We got crowd favorite Todd Reed in, Cody Warshall, and Luke Ruddy back in the game. So guys trying to get some minutes here.
And some of the fans are heading for the turnstiles.
Looks like Waterloo's coming out with a box and one on Todd Reed.
Yes.
Todd Reed was going to be the halftime show, but he almost hit owner and producer Jim Sinacropi driving around town the other day, so he got put on the naughty list. All right, let's see if we get somebody a bucket.
Well, they're gonna try to go to him. So
Jones. Down the middle.
Warshall.
Oh, Warshall missed the shot.
Warshall's a good player. We watched him play JV last year.
Long one down.
But Mynderse is deep, Mike, you know, so that's going to show you how deep they are.
Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Waterloo, and that is it. 53-42 the final. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a sweep tonight for the Mynderse Academy squads.
JV sweep, too.
Yep.
Always
Yes,
sweep
it
for
was.
Mynderse Academy.
So it's been that kind of a night.
And another year goes by.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our commercial break. We come back. Kevin, we're going to try to line up somebody, and then we'll wrap this baby up. We'll be back.
Yeah, really.
I don't know what we said, but
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's no place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
Tonight's live broadcast of high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, celebrating over 30 years of smiles and style. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, trust someone who lives in your community. Old Lyons True Value Hardware and Dobbins Pharmacy and Gift Shop in downtown Lyons. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. The Omen Theater, see what's playing in downtown Lyons at omentheater.com. Jimmer's Auto, late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Penny's Place, large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. FingerLakes1.com Incorporated, building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
We're back here at courtside. This is the Dog H. Weber along with our broadcast team. We're getting ready to wrap this up, but we have a young man who's seen his first varsity experience for Mynderse Academy. And Kevin, take it over and ask our special guest here.
Well, congratulations, Jake, on your first varsity game here. A big win at your rival Waterloo.
Yeah.
What was it like when you first got out there tonight?
I was pretty nervous in warm-ups, and then I got out there, took my first shot, airballed that.
Yes, you did.
And but after a few minutes, I really got into the flow of the game, and I could do what I wanted to.
You and your sister do any rebounding drills at home?
Nah.
It looks like you guys did. Your sister Megan came in, and she was dominating the boards. Then you came in, you were the leading rebounder at half, probably for the game. And what was the process? When did you first find out you were going to get brought up to varsity?
About a week ago, I started practicing with varsity, and my JV coach told me that I was probably going to play in this game, and then we'd talk about it later on whether I'm going to move up for the rest of the season or not.
I've watched you play a couple JV games, and obviously you have the physical tools. You're athletic and strong and quick off your feet. But is there a difference from the JV games that you played into the varsity game tonight, that your first one?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. They're definitely like bigger and stronger. But I've played at the varsity level before in summer league, and I've played with older AAU kids and stuff.
So you're used to it outside of the season.
Yeah.
And that's why you kind of do the summer league stuff, is to get used to it. So it wasn't too much of an adjustment for you.
I mean, nah, not really.
But playing against JV, you don't see guys like Ben Deming very often.
No, Ben Deming's he's a good player.
But you did a great job on him. You guys, not just you, Ruddy and Cafola and Bachman, you guys had a 2-3 zone going the whole night.
Yeah.
And it seemed like whoever was in the middle of that zone on defense was really trying to take Deming away. Was that something you guys talked about?
Yeah, we knew he could. He's a really good finisher, so the 2-3, we really try to keep him away from the basket.
And now this is a permanent move up. You're going to be on the varsity team the rest of the way?
I'm thinking after the Penn Yan game, I'm going to move up permanently to varsity.
One more game down on JV, you think?
Yeah, just against Waterloo again, and then play down for Penn Yan.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to help the team. But, you've got some good big guys. You've got Ruddy, you've got Cafola, you've got Bachman, you've got Trout, and now you have me in the mix.
There
And
you go.
we were really impressed with your play. I really liked watching you and Ben play together. I think you're the two most athletic and aggressive ones. They all bring good things you all bring something different, but you all bring good things to the table. So, I think the more experience you get on varsity, the more it's going to help down the road to sectionals. Now, you guys can still talk about a league title still? Or is your focus on sectionals, or are you too new to the team to even talk about it?
I know we're aiming for a sectional title this year.
Yeah, I think you're 2 games behind Newark. They'd have to slip up against somebody, and then you'd have to beat them in that last game at home on what would probably be senior night. But I think that is probably the shift for you guys, as well as the girls, is that you go in sectionals. How was it beating your rival Waterloo on your first varsity game?
It was nice.
Yeah. In their own gym, and we got some stats that Waterloo hasn't beaten Mynderse in about 7 years.
I was going to say, yeah, it's been a long time, so it's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
Especially us all being Mynderse graduates. So, hey, listen, I would ask you, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, as far as a big game coming up called football on Sunday. I'm sure you have an interest in it. Seattle against New England. Who are you pulling for?
I got Seattle.
Well, I don't blame you. They won it last year. There's no reason why they can't win it again.
I don't like the Patriots at all.
Now, I got to ask you one last question, because I know the viewers at home are dying to know. You played with Kellen Kerher.
Yeah.
Now you play with Liam Kerher. Is it true that Kellen is definitely a better passer than Liam?
I would say Kellen's a better dribbler than Liam and passer than Liam, but Liam can definitely score the basketball a little bit better than Kellen.
I like to tease Liam every time I get a chance, so I thought I'd throw that out there. And the good news is you've never played with Joe Kerher, who is just an absolute awful basketball player. So good math teacher, but not so good on the. There's Liam right there, always trying to get on the camera. He's never letting anybody enjoy the moment. Kellen would never do that, right?
That's right.
Kellen would take the back step and let you get all the limelight. Every time we seem to have anybody other than Liam on, he always ends up photobombing the camera. That's his stick, I think.
Well, listen, you had a great night tonight. We here at Finger Lakes want to appreciate your talents, and we look forward to seeing you a lot more down the road.
Thank you.
All right, so listen, thank you very much, and go Seattle.
Go Seattle.
All right, Jake Mean, ladies and gentlemen,
Great job,
sophomore. First varsity experience tonight here for the Blue Devils. And we certainly congratulate him on that as well, and continued success to this young man.
Yeah, it's a great way to start off your varsity career. Jake, a sophomore, transferred from Romulus, and he gets to go in against the Waterloo Indians, and big-time rival game, and coaches trusted him to play a lot, and he performed. I think anybody that watched the game would say that they were surprised that he hasn't played a game all year. You know, you can tell he does some things that he needs to work on, but for his first overall varsity game, I thought he played great. It was fun to get him up here.
Yep. Well, guys, the clock is almost striking 9:30, so it's been a fast-moving second game, a slow-moving first game, but I would be remiss if I didn't get your opinions of the big game coming up Sunday. Seattle, New England. Who do you like, Mike?
I like New England.
Okay.
I'm rooting for Seattle, but I think New England will win.
The balls will be inflated correctly?
I believe so.
Correct
yeah.
PSI?
They better be.
All right, Kevin K., who's your pick?
I'm going to go with my main man over here, Mikey Alessio, and jump on that Patriots bandwagon.
Yeah.
I got Patriots 27, Seattle 23.
Close.
Okay. I don't care who wins as long as my numbers come in.
That's all
I care about.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, folks, we hope you've enjoyed our doubleheader tonight here on Arch Rival Basketball Night on a frigid Friday evening in the Finger Lakes. We certainly want to remind you that our podcast will continue. Got several more games before we wrap up the regular season. Coming up Tuesday night, a beautiful game. Jimmy Senecropi, Dave Barnick expected hopefully to be there, along with the Hunt brothers, and Matt Berkey, I believe, will be in town for that one as well. So that should be a barn burner. That's Tuesday night, airtime around 7:20. Lions at the Atwood taking on Red Creek. So thanks, guys, as usual. Good work with you. All right, so we look forward to resuming our coverage coming up on Tuesday night here on Finger Lakes 1. Kevin, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Doug. It's good work with you
Thanks,
guys.
Okay, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself, and let me give you the final scores of our wrap-up on this doubleheader. In game number one, the Mynderse Academy ladies defeated the Waterloo ladies. Final score 48-42. And in the nightcap, the Mynderse Academy boys beat Waterloo. Final score 53-42. For Mike Alessio, along with Kevin Korzaneski, Jim Senecropi, our producer-director, and the Hunt brothers, Jeremy and Jason, we thank you for joining us here on Finger Lakes 1. Until next time, everybody, have a great evening.